people, it's me. I think it's about time I made an intro, so here goes. On my channel, I talk about being Black and managing mental health, so I'm just going to walk you through my personal journey so you can fully understand my passion. I've been like this ever since I can remember. Sometimes I'm vocal, sometimes I'm not. One of my high school teachers finally noticed some potential underneath it all and decided to help me hone into it. The only problem is, men started seeing it too. Insert ex-husbands, who were great initially. He was providing. I started getting more attention. He didn't handle it well. I had a little fun modeling in college. But after studying, I wanted us to have fun. College parties were supposed to be for networking and having fun. But those dudes in the back right there, yep, he wanted them gone. So I'm not the registrar, so I didn't know what he wanted me to do about it. I read some books or whatever. Figured out that maybe womanhood is the answer. I told myself I'd give it a shot. I cooked other things. Then I cut my hair short for transformative purposes. Fought off thoughts, wished people would, and I was very proud of myself. Until he felt like this was a problem. We disagreed, so I had to remind him what vows are for.
I didn't say sell me. I said
Anyway, I went to hang out with the girls, get back to the boss me we all know and love, question myself. Then I got into some musical endeavors. I had a little trouble finding my niche, but the fast life got boring, so okay, so what next? Just going through the motions, just being there, but over it. Insert baby daddy. I was cynical, but I went for it. Why not? Yeah, then I regretted it. Started my natural hair and nail journey. Now I'm just out here trying to avoid poverty, giving advice, saving money, devoting my time to being Black, elevating my career, missing my bestie, eating right now, arguing with certain chicks, trying to make this lady happy so I can glow again. To be continued.
Well, I want to welcome everybody to the interview with King Genius, Opry Kingdom. So, if you want to say to the people,
what's going on, everybody? For the listeners and the ongoers and the listeners coming on the playback, how you doing? How's everybody feeling?
well, today I've been doing a segment on amazing Black men, and so I think we need to support our Black male authors more. And so not only, I think that I just want to say thank you for the interview, because this is an amazing opportunity. You would not only just have one book, but there are 6, or is there 7 now?
I could just say it's 8.
Okay, so it's 8. See, there's even more coming, right?
Yeah.
So, let me ask you. I just wanted to go ahead and jump directly into it. And Avi has agreed to stay here on the panel and open it up a little bit later in case y'all have any questions. What I'm trying to do this interview is like advice to the younger generations. I know that you, as a profession, currently work with children, so you understand the importance it is for them to have all the information to know what to decide with their life going forward. And let me ask you, do you think that it would be a good thing for us to have some of our children who want to be either child authors or they want to pursue that as a profession when they become older? How would that help our community?
How would it help the community? Because it just shows kids to be creative. A lot of kids are creative and they're scared to embrace it. And then what happens is it kind of cuckolds a little bit because they're not able to embrace who they really want to be. I even went through that before. Like I had a lot of talents and stuff like that that weren't player approved. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so you know,
I get that. And I feel like with you not only doing so many books, it's letting our kids know that it is okay for you to be able to do, to have hobbies as well as skills and talents that aren't, as you put it, player approved.
hmm
Well, I do also just want to say that the reason why I enjoy this interview so much is because you've been very helpful in motivating me to write the book that I've always wanted to write. And I went through the same thing. Like, first of all, education is shunned in our community, but also you being an author, there's a lot of people asking you, well, what qualifies you? Well, I mean, being having an opinion and having something to say that I can eloquently express in a book that would capture your attention. Once I can do that, that's the first step to credentialing, in my opinion, for authors. What do you think about that comment?
say the last part again. Just say the last part.
Like when people in our community say, "What's your credentials? What makes you? Why should you be an author?" I feel like the first step to that is the fact that I have an opinion that I can express eloquently, and I wrote a book that captures your attention. That's my credential. That's the first part of credentials.
Right. Um, you don't. I mean, I wouldn't say you wouldn't have to have credentials because that may swerve someone from not wanting to do it. I mean, you have to start somewhere. So if you're passionate and you have something to say, you never know how your story will influence other people. And so the only way to figure that out is going out there and telling it. So,
Exactly.
you don't have to worry about how much it sells and all of that. Just do it for you. And then if something else comes from it, then you all good.
Right. And so this comment here from Associate Minister and Reserve Deacon, Mr. Terry Jones. It would help the community by giving the voice to the voiceless and giving new perspectives from inside a particular community and removing a lot of negative stereotypes about our community. And I want to say that I agree with that because that's essentially what my book started out being, was the voice of what it was like, with my background. I think people on the channel already know. There's not a lot of people from there that do write books, so those stories get told by people from the outside looking in. I felt like, at least from the research that I did, because you are supposed to do research on a subject matter, or at least have some, I said having a passionate opinion was the first criteria. The second one, I believe, in my opinion, and this is before you even get to like education and everything, is for you to have some knowledge on whatever the subject is. And that includes what you know as well as what you research, what's already out there. How will you set your book apart from those? And so that's what I was going to do. From what I could tell, I would have been the first person to actually write a book about what it was truly like growing up in the predicament that I was in.
Right.
Okay. Um, so the first question, let me ask you, who is your target audience? Is it different for each book? Are you trying to hit a variety of different groups of people, or is it the same audience that you're hoping will follow you from one book to the next?
Nah, different audience. My goal is to have my books out there to the point where um, people, and it's happening now. So some people um, are aware of my book that aren't aware of my content.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Well, and that's another thing I want to let everybody in the chat know is that Alpha Kingdom actually has not one, but also several YouTube channels, right?
Right,
You just can never just do one of something, can you? So he
right.
does make content here on YouTube as well as an Instagram page. And you're a mod, so if you would like to, you can drop your contact information in the chat. Those who are watching today, those who watch the replay, feel free to like, share, and subscribe both channels. Well, my channel and all 7,800 of Afi's channels.
Right. Yeah, you gotta make sure y'all do that. Y'all better.
Well, I think that you give out some pretty great advice. So, if you had to summarize the advice for your books, like right now, we're just talking in general. We'll get into each one of them in a second. But if you had to summarize the advice that you want these different groups of people, well, you know what? Before we get into that, let me ask you, what made you decide that you wanted to seek different audiences, basically leaving no stone unturned?
Good question. Shout out to my brother RPC right there. RPC, you got to change your avatar now, bro, because you got the dreads, man. When you gonna put the dread one up with the dreads?
Oh yeah, no, you got to do that for the culture. He got to do that one time.
Yeah, because he still got. I'm just looking. You got the hawk in that one. You got to put the one with
Yeah, because I didn't know he had dreads. No, you supposed to. Whatever you have dreads, it's a celebration, okay? You are freeing yourself from all the boundaries that this culture goes through. But okay, so back to Afi Kingdom. So now what made you decide that you wanted to hit a myriad of audiences?
Well, you know what's funny is, see, I always had a passion for writing.
Mm-hmm.
So people assume that if you're a content creator in a book, you're just creating a product to sell. But for me, writing was a goal of mine always. I just didn't know, I didn't know about book publishing and stuff like that. And it was different. Like when I was trying to write my first book, it's like, oh, how can I get a deal? How can I get this sold? Ooh, I gotta send it to all these distributors. So just going through all those circles. So
Mm-hmm.
it just became like a dream of mine. Like that'd be cool if I can do it. So Finesse Game was my first book, and people were pissed off about that. So I didn't Finesse Game was basically a book that I was writing for women a long time ago called uh how to that's why it has the months in there. It's how to get a ring in 12 months. That was the original concept
Mm.
for a woman to learn one particular thing per month and while she's dating someone. And by the end of that, she'll have her man. So what happens is I pretty much wrote that book, and then I started putting out content. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, well, how can I put out my original product, but still kind of cater to the audience that I have now? Because when I wrote the book, I didn't have an audience. I just was going to just try to be on some Tyler Perry shit and just get to the ladies like that. So then I just like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, Finesse Game is as a saying that I have. So I'm like, okay, well, that's what it is. If I'm teaching women, uh, if I'm teaching them strategies to pull a dude, well, I'm teaching them how to finesse. But the whole finesse is when you read the book, you're being finessed because you're going on here. The reader goes into it looking at like you want to learn how to finesse and trick guys, whether love, money, whatever. And what ends up happening of all the talking points of each month that I give y'all are personal development.
Mm-hmm.
So you get them finessed the reader because you try to be on some devious stuff, and then actually you're working on personal development. And then so basically it's game for the woman that the man can appreciate. So the man can appreciate women who know how to be submissive and do certain little things.
Mm-hmm.
So that was
Yeah, because that was gonna be my next question is what is it that is different from this game that the man will be appreciative of? He'll be happy that she knows this information instead of the other game where he feels used, and that would be the answer. Is because in this game he wouldn't be used. He would be supported.
And real quick, finesse is actually an acronym too. It stands for finding intent necessary, never empower someone else's endeavors. So it's spelled a certain way too. So
Yeah.
it's just about so basically it's not about taking advantage of people. It's about just doing things with intent. And I feel like you should be doing that anyway, whether you date or not. If you're emotionally going through life and not knowing what the hell you're doing, then you're gonna lose. You know?
Right.
So Yeah, that's so the man can appreciate it because let me grab the book right now so I can look at the chapter.
Yeah, no, I have it. So I was just going to say, I'm not going to tell all the chapters, but I just want to let y'all know. See, each one of these books, in my opinion, has like an ulterior motive. So when you think it, like, if you get, it's kind of like, to me, it sounds like a fail safe for people being able to get the material and say, oh, yeah, I learned this from him. And then you having a lot of backlash because it's caused chaos in the community. So there's the ulterior motive is that they're doing something that would be helpful to not only themselves, but whoever it is that's going to be in their life. So they start out sinister and then they end up a better person and, just kind of bringing light. And so that's what I like about each one of the books.
Yeah. So for instance, this is how, what's going on, Sir Anthony? What's going on, Sheet? I see you, baby. So look at this. January, that's the first month. Earn trust, don't ask for it.
Right.
So basically, each chapter is formatted like this. So for instance, the first one is called Earn Trust, Don't Ask for It. So I give you a story about how a woman earned my trust first. So I give you a story so you can connect with me through my story. So I tell you the story of how a woman gained my trust. And then after that, I'll tell you how to gain a man's trust. You feel me? It's called cooking, not feeding. Women think I cook for my man; he should be satisfied. No, like some of these foods be looking like crap. You gotta when a man gets the food that looks good and it's cooked right, it's more emphasis that he'll like you more. Women assume that dudes just like to eat. A dude appreciates a nice, pretty plate of food than a big ass plate of mess. It's just stuff like that.
Well, also, I took it as a metaphorical meaning is because you're just cooking, meaning you're just putting anything together. If you're feeding someone, you're giving them something that they can utilize, something that's healthy and good for them, that's going to better them. So, like, in the metaphorical sense, cooking would just be you being there, giving him the box. You feeding him would be you being there, giving him the box, supporting him, and understanding him.
And like another one, travel experience. Travel the world together. Like, I want to hear you read some. Look, read some of the cooking part, so you can tell the people. So you can tell the people. Let me see. I can now. You know what? We'll do it later.
Okay. Hey, little bro.
Third War. What's going on?
Okay, so now that's the first book. While we here, I was gonna do this later in the show, but this is as good as place as any. So, also, which one was next? You tell me the order because I just have them. I don't know which order you wrote them in. Huh?
Conversation with the Mind. That was the first book I dropped, but I wrote that. I came up with that concept later on. The idea was on fire in my head, so I had to put Finesse Game on hold and write. And so basically, Finesse Game was probably about 70% done. And then when I came up with the conversation with the mind, my mind just started going crazy. So I had to put the whole book on hold and was like, "Fuck that! I got to write this book."
Right?
Because you'll lose them ideas and you won't get them back.
Exactly. So, that's one thing I was going to ask you is how did you progress? Like, what was the transition period from one book to the next? But it sounds like they kind of came out and you had to then organize them into which book, which group of information was going to be relevant for one book and separate them out and then drop them.
Well, I just wanted to show range. I feel like most coaches and shit, like for instance, dating coaches only write books about how to get women. I wanted to separate myself from other cats, and because I kind of just have some range, man. And the best way to the best way to show that is to do it. I can just tell you I got range, or I can a book and you can see it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Okay. Just like this year, people don't know the science behind it. Like this year, 2022, 2021, I'm releasing all personal development books. So there will be no more game this time. See, the first season, I look at it like seasons. Ain't that crazy? I'm like a rapper or something.
That's not crazy at all.
I'm looking at it like seasons, right? So the first season was finesse, conversation, and dominance mindset of a king. So that is mindset, game, and awareness. And you know what I'm saying? In analytical confusion, that's like an awareness. I'm not really teaching you anything. It's just giving you awareness of things to open your mind to. So
Mm-hmm.
this year I did the key to your future self. That's personal development. Then I got the sequel to that, the key to your the key to your crown, and then I got the manifest workbook. So I got a workbook coming too.
Well, and I particularly like that aspect of it is the fact that there's a workbook because it lets you actually see a plan for utilizing the information. It lets you know that when you read something, you're supposed to do something with the new knowledge. You're not supposed to just leave it there and, just have it like sitting in the closet that you don't ever go into. You're supposed what's the point of reading something if it can't be enriching to you?
Right. And you know what? And the reason why I did that is just because when I put out products or put out stuff, I kind of sample and see what works and what doesn't work. So I noticed like this next book I made shorter because I noticed it was taking people a little long to read the book. See, when I read books, I be trying to take them down in like a day, 2, or a week. So but
Hmm.
everybody don't do it like that. So I said, okay, let me read a book that people can get through because if it take you 6 months to read the book, you didn't stop so many times in between. I feel like you damn near need to read it all over again.
Right. And then me as a person that enjoys reading, I don't like to be continued. So I like a book that I can get to and get to the meat of it and also see the ending of it fairly quickly. Like in a weekend, I can just kind of knock it out. I don't want it to be stretched out over months like that.
Yeah, but we all have our own style. So I try to give something for the people that they can easily dispose, you know.
Hmm. Okay.
So next year we gonna have game. Nope, it ain't. You're not gonna get no game or no dating stuff until next year. Then we got international conversation. Then we got conversation with the souls. That's a, you know what I'm saying. That ain't that's the next season. The next season is gonna be game again. Because
So,
a lot of people don't just real quick. A lot of people don't like personal development stuff, but as a writer, I gotta do stuff that I'm passionate about. So sometimes you just do stuff knowing that people may not even like it, but I'm passionate about it because I know what the guy's like. If I wrote a book about girls every time, they'd be all over me. But I'm not. That's not in my heart though.
well, and it also lets men know that it's okay to have interests outside of women. One of the things that I criticize about our culture is we tell men their number one goal is to, like the biggest factor in your value to the world and to the culture is that how many women you can get. And I feel like that sells men short.
Mhm.
Now, so it sounds like you planned out at least 4 additional books that are forthcoming.
Yeah,
So you literally can't stop, can you?
I'm gonna do 16 total
Oh, wow. Okay.
because
Yeah, because that was
I'm
going
gonna
to be the
do.
next question is how will you know when you're done, when the writing part of you is complete? And I don't mean that to be like rushing. I mean that in a sense of like, how when you finish something, you can stand back and admire it. And then there's this sense of relaxation that comes over you. Like when will you know when you've gotten to that, when you've reached like the horizon? You're good and complete.
I'm all about manifestation. That's why I wrote a book called that. So I feel like by the time I put all these projects out, I'm gonna stretch them out a little bit, and by the
Mm-hmm.
time I do that, I'm gonna be at a certain like status to where a life story will be sufficient, and that'll be my last book. That book will be called The Educator, kind of like the Terminator, but the Educator, kind of haha. That's my personality. If y'all think it's funny, whatever.
Oh wow, that's crazy because that you remember I told you I had split my idea into 4 of them. That's the last one. That's why I told you I couldn't write it until I finished with these 3.
Is because what?
That's the reason I said I couldn't write the 4th one until I finished with the first 3 is because it would be about what it's like to have had those 3 already out.
Hmm.
It's literally I can't experience it until I get through. It's a long story anyway.
Like just like just
Yeah,
like
you
just like
basically provide a lot of motivation. I'll say that.
yeah, yeah. But the children's book that I'm gonna write is about because it got inspired from my dogs because I got one dog. I had one dog, Lincoln, and he's a peculiar kind of dog, and then I got another dog, and they're fighting, and it just kind of I don't have kids, but it's kind of showing me how sibling rivalry works. Like if
Yep.
a woman has a kid, and then she's having another kid, and then first the kid may be like, "Oh, I'm a big brother or a sister," and they might take pride in it, or they may get a little jealous or feel neglected because I'm seeing it with my dog. So boom, so I just when I thought that I'm like, boom, okay, there go a book right there. I'm gonna take pictures of the dogs, do photoshops, and have the dogs go some claymation shit, just doing different things to show emotion. And I'm gonna just paint the picture with the words about their emotions and what they were going through and how they became friends at the end. See, that's the whole book. Just that, boom.
Right, right. So let me find out you on here creating another book on my channel. I'm gonna want to be in the book, all right? Because you did it on my channel, so I want to be involved.
Uh-huh.
Don't act like that. All right. So so I got some more questions here. I'm not done, right? Okay. So now when you're writing, how does like when you're in the process of creating, I will say that, right? Writing just seems so less than what's happening. How does this fit into your daily life and your overall purpose? Like when you think about what your purpose is for being here on this earth and your daily life, in while you're trying to achieve that, how does the writing process fit into that?
I just learned I was here to serve. It's just I can't explain it. I just been helping people long enough to where I know it's like I'm too good at it, and it's like, no, you have a gift, bro. Like sometimes you just be thinking, no, I'm good, I got game. It's like, no, bro, you got a gift. Like I'm able to look. I don't know, bro. I just be changing people's lives. I can't say it no better. And I've always been teaching, but I never knew that so many people would be inspired by my words and stuff like that. And then you see patterns. So I'm seeing that it's happening over and over again. So obviously I'm good at what I do. And what makes me understand it more is because it wasn't my plan. So it wasn't like I just practiced. Like all I'm doing is being me. I didn't know Cats was going to be all into it like that. And that's what makes it cool, because all I got to do is be myself.
I get the feeling that you can't explain it here today on this live stream, but at some point you'll find the words and it'll become another book.
Say it again.
I get the feeling that you can't explain it here on this live stream, but you'll find the words at some point and this will become another book.
Maybe so. I got. Well, I'm at 6. I got 8. So I got 8 more to roll out.
Mm-hmm. Do you know the premise of the next 8 already, or you still have some slots open and you're just waiting for inspiration?
No, it's like a book it's like one whole book that I'm writing. That's like a whole anthology. And through this anthology, you're learning relationship, personal development, money, mindset stuff, children stuff. You can learn to be. It's covering everything. So if you take you 3 years to read all of my books, it's gonna evolve you in every single way. Just like the dog shit. If you got kids, that's gonna help with your parenting stuff. You know, you get pieces from here, and then you get all the pieces, and then you're complete at that point.
Okay.
So the reader is on the journey with me because they ain't done yet. They don't know what I have in store. You know what I'm saying? Only I do.
Exactly. So you just gotta wait and see. And that's why I was asking you, how will you know when you're complete? Because I just want to know what's coming up next. I need an exclusive here, but you are holding the line. I will say that. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to touch on is the reason for the size of the book. Right now, you mentioned that you wanted people to be able to get through these books in a reasonable amount of time. Right. As a mental health therapist, I know that means that they can keep it at the forefront of their mind and they'll be better able to put everything that they learned in the book together. It'll be more useful that way. But also, how about the physical size? They're not huge and clunky and with a hardcover back. It's something that's portable that you can take with you. Mm-hmm. So was that on purpose? Was that by design?
Yeah. It was by design. I just kind of, it's like I try to make things, because it's just because, for a profession I teach. So it's like I have information. So I'm giving information, just like when you teach, if you teach at work, for the teachers out there, you teach, right? And then what doesn't work, then you take apart what didn't work, and then you'll be like, okay, well, that part didn't work, but this part did work. So you keep the part that did work, and you try something else, and you find something else that works, then you put it together, and then you have a whole database of things that work, and then you rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I kind of figured, because with you being a teacher, you're putting like there's a lot of I know I have to know human behavior and human tendencies. So do you in order to be able to reach minds that are open, that are waiting for information.
Mm-hmm. Once you
The
figure
other
out,
thing I want to say about the books is like the language in the books. There's one of them that is written from second person, which I don't see a whole lot of. At least none of the books that I normally read are written in second person. That is something that naturally invites the reader to become part. Like they at the end of the book feel like they wrote it, and it hits home a
mm-hmm,
little bit easier.
right,
So I do like the fact that the books are not pretentious.
mm-hmm,
It's something that can be down to earth, that can be useful, that you can understand, take with you. And then if you were explaining it to other people, they would be able to get it too. So it kind of like lends itself to word of mouth as well.
mm-hmm.
With that being said, do you ever hear people using information from the book? Like, do you ever hear any conversations where you can tell this is a person that has been enriched by one of your books?
Shit, yeah, and they take it and try to bite it too.
Well, yeah, I mean, now that's going to happen when you put anything out there for public consumption. Okay, you just got to accept that. But I mean, like people literally, you can see that they're using the information. They're having a genuine conversation with information that they've gotten from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, Man, I mean, people email me, but Instagram, I get a lot of feedback. The feedback that I get that's positive, it keeps me going. Like on YouTube, as you know, you deal a lot of trolls and assholes and just weird people who just be entitled and really be having you twisted. I'll just say that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, now that's YouTube. So let me ask you this. Can you tell me the most helpful review you've gotten? Because these books are available for Amazon, right? They are available for everyone to purchase on Amazon. They're very reasonably priced for the information that you're going to get out of them. So, can you tell me the most helpful review and the most outlandish, or just the most unwanted review that you've got?
I remember a guy basically telling me like he was talking about conversations with the mind, and his review was saying this book is super manipulative and it's shady and it talks about controlling people and that
How you know he made that voice? You don't know if he was making that voice when he said
because I know how people think and how they sound. I do know that is how he sounds.
it. Now that sounds like he related to the character in the book that wasn't you though. So it sounds like he saw himself in the other person.
Mm-mm. No, what happens is he was trying to clown me about being Machiavellian and all. That's the whole point of the book, stupid. So he's talking crazy about, oh yes, people are taking over and you're controlling people and all of this stuff. And yeah, bro, that's what it is. That was the point of it. So like,
Yeah, and everybody okay, so everybody has known someone that just had this control complex, and there are a lot of people who believe that if they can control everybody around them, that they would have a better lifestyle, and that's not necessarily true. So that is something that you find commonly in, that's a audience. There is a want and a demand for that, for people to want to know how to do that.
mhm. um, Well, like my favorite books are like Outwit the Devil. Like if y'all heard Outwit the Devil or Conversations with the Mind, it's kind of like Outwit the Devil and Iceberg Slim mixed in one. Because so basically since Iceberg Slim is the first book that I read by myself, I,
Hmm.
I paid homage to that by writing a book that was very descriptive like that as well. It's
Hmm.
kind of like Outwit the Devil, like it's like a conversation between seems like two people, but it's really against us two souls. One that is being controlled and manipulated, and then the other one.
Hmm.
So there's certain parts where it seems like it may be a man, it may be but it's just about being able to paint pictures to change perceptions because in this space we always talk about looks, money, and status. So I said, boom, you know what? I'm gonna show you why none of that matters.
Right. That it basically is you at your core, and all the rest of that is just adornment.
Yeah, well, if you have mouthpiece and stuff like that, like none of that stuff matters.
Yeah.
When
Well,
you
and that's why I
go
say it
dudes and
sounds
stuff,
like he, overly identified. Like, who else would get mad if you were the person that identified with the soul in the book that was being the manipulative one? You wouldn't be mad. You are only the one that's being mad. The only people who are mad that manipulative people exist are people getting manipulated. Everybody else is moving on with their life.
I mean, it just boils down to um, see, people look at manipulation like it's bad. It's not. It's just control. What is control? Control is like, but what is manipulating? It's controlling. It's having intent. It doesn't mean shitting on the next person or taking advantage of it. Like, it doesn't mean that. But people, when they
Unless
do
you're
it,
an evil person. Now there are people. Now everything in the world that is created can be used for either evil or good. It's whatever. If you are able to gain a skill, it's how you use it. You are the one choosing if you use your ability to convince and manipulate people for evil. It meaning you're having them do something to their detriment, or you could be influencing and manipulating people into doing something for their better. You don't know. It's up to. I mean, well, you got to pick one.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh,
it's like a gun.
right.
It's a gun. It depends on what you do with it.
Okay, so now can you tell us the most helpful review? Because that sounded like the most outlandish one.
Ah, shit, man. I don't know. I don't even be reading the news. I just be paying attention to the stars. I just check up on it now and then because I don't want because you'll get obsessed with that stuff.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
get
a good.
obsessed with that stuff and stay looking at it, and it'll be taking up all your time, and it'll have you like second guessing yourself on certain things. So I just tap in and just look at it real fast, and then boom, I'm out. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I don't respect everybody's opinion anyway.
Yep.
So.
So it sounds like as a writer, you have to do well, not a whole lot, but you do have to actively work to manage any input from other places. Like you can't just watch and read every single thing. Some things you would purposely not read.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's, I think, something that people need to understand. If you're planning on being a writer, you do have to protect your mental space. You do have to protect your mind. And your mind is the abstract components to your brain. Your brain is the physical organ. Your mind is all of the abstract, your thoughts, your value systems, your memories, experience, view of experiences, things like that. So you do have to actually protect your mind. So that's interesting that the title of that book was Conversations with the Mind, because a lot of people don't realize, right, that there are times where you can step outside of it and then actively and objectively look at the all of what your mind encompasses and decide what you want to keep, decide what you want to change, decide what you want to make, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah, well, see, my whole like, say for instance, you put your book out, somebody say they don't like it. You know what I tell people?
What?
Let me see your book.
I've thought of what my advice is going to be. It's like, okay, you don't like
But
it,
most
give it
people
to
don't
somebody
have
close
one,
to you and
so
see if they like
better than yours though.
it.
If you hated my book, it sucked. But guess what? Guess what? It's better than yours because I win by default.
Nice. Well, my thing is, I didn't know it was a competition, so I'm just gonna tell them, look, if you didn't like the book, hand it to somebody close to you, see if they like it, and then come back and tell me.
Now
Just keep going.
we
Word of
definitely
mouth, let it
win by
out.
default.
Okay. A few more questions, and then we're gonna go ahead and open up the panel. I had a whole lot that I needed to know. Um, Inspiration, right? So
Uh,
you've talked about the places where you got your inspiration. Are there any opportunities that have come to you that you purposely had to pass up? You actively did not want to bite on that opportunity.
mm, yeah, are there any top opportunities that I passed up?
Hmm. Like
Mm.
basically, your book got out to somewhere. There was an opportunity for something that came towards you, and you were like, "Nope, no, I don't want to. I'm going to actively say no to this." For what reason?
Well, that's the thing. I put everything that I do on priority. So if I put something in priority, I don't look at things like missed opportunities because the priority was the opportunity.
Okay. So if it meant, so if you could see something that it would have been helpful, you would have done it.
Uh huh.
Okay. Now I'm learning a lot more about when you're an author, the personality traits, the actions, the decisions that need to be made.
Mhm.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Last one. Effective collaborations, collaborations that have been helpful to you.
Wait, say that again.
Where have there been any collaborations with people for the books that have been helpful to you? Not necessarily them writing part of the book. I mean, like you collaborated with someone on a certain idea and then decided to expound on it.
Yeah, my LDA and RPC, they're my brothers. We exchange and talk ideas all the time.
Oh, the Motu Super Friends.
Yeah, but just mainly because we all working on book, like um, AP Drake. We all talk, but just we talk a lot about books and stuff because we both passionate about it and we help each other out. Like on RPC's book, I wrote the back of his book. I wrote the back of his book, and then he wrote the forward for mine.
Hmm.
LDA wrote the forward for Finesse Game. We that's how we rock.
Yeah, I just think that it's important to mention that you need to have friends around you that are going to be that type of supportive. And that starts when y'all have something in common. So this sounds like a very uplifting and supportive group that you have created in your life. And can you explain why that's important if you have a purpose? Because I know on your channel you talk a lot about men having a purpose.
You ain't got no purpose. You don't have anything.
Mm.
You're just waking up doing stuff, bro. You don't have any. You know, you have to have a purpose, and there isn't a certain like time span that you have to find it either, though. Like some people be like, "I'm 40 now; it's too late." No, it ain't. You can be 73 and find your purpose. Because once you find your purpose, you start living for real, and the way that you look at life changes.
Well, and that's another thing that I normally tell people is that there are certain experiences you have to have so that when the purpose arises, you know what to do with it. You are capable of even following it. You can recognize it. So the purpose can't come before you're ready for it.
Hmm.
Okay, last question. So the publishing process. I know you had talked a little bit at the beginning of the stream about, at the beginning it was something that you kind of were like it was overwhelming. So when you finally got down the publishing process, can you explain to people what they need to know, what can be helpful to guide them through once they finish a book? How do you get it published?
I'm gonna tell you the easy way. You research. That's what I tell you. Because guess what?
Hmm.
If you can't get online and figure it out, then you don't want to be no author. Then see how it works.
Hmm.
If you
Yep.
want, if you want to figure it, because if you want to figure it out, then you'll figure it out. And it's not a secret. Like I did a whole video about it for an hour with Mr. Lucario. So the information is out there, but I'm just saying for aspiring people that's me giving you your homework. If you that's just like if you ask me, uh, how do I lose weight? How do I lose weight? Or whatever. I'm gonna find out. I don't, just like on YouTube, people will come asking me questions. Hey, bro, how do I get over a breakup? I ignore them because it's like, dude, I have an open library of 700 videos, and I know that you didn't look through the catalog because you asking me this question. So if you disrespected my time that I put in, I don't respect yours.
Right. Well, I mean, I know the answer to that. So I hope that I didn't see you drop your channel because if people do have questions that we didn't ask, I'm sure that it is, in fact, in the catalog on the channel.
Let me see. How do I?
If not, I'll do it while,
Yeah,
in a second.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's all of the questions that I had scheduled to ask before we open up the panel. Let me ask if there's something you feel like I didn't cover that I didn't touch on that you want to say before we start inviting people in.
I go off the people, so
Okay.
do it
All
like
right.
that.
Well, now with that said, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. So any aspiring authors out there, anybody that has read one of the multitude of Black literature, did you see that hashtag in there? Because I love the fact, I love when Black people are doing more creative stuff because that's who I think we truly are. Could be because I feel creative, but whatever. The point is, I wanted to put in there the hashtag Black literature.
Hmm.
So, guys, I will give y'all a second. Click the StreamYard link. Let me know if y'all have anything that y'all want to add when y'all come up. Give me 1 second. I need a little bit of time while y'all decide. Okay, I'm just going over here to get your channel, but it's not giving me the option to share.
You gotta copy and paste it.
Yeah. Okay. 1 second. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the last video
Mm-hmm.
that you had into the chat.
Is it a good one?
Everything about the game of women in 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's a classic.
See,
That was my last YouTube video. I was pissed off when I did that.
uh-oh. Well, then we get to see what happens when people who are creative get angry.
No, it ain't that kind of video. It's just that I was making see right now, see, I do podcasts because I like conversations and stuff like that and interviewing and stuff like that. But when I first started YouTube, I was a uploader. I didn't start doing interviews and podcasts and stuff till well past later. So I would just watch content about dating and stuff like that, and I would just look at it like, man, these cats are just hella. They're just stretching this shit out. Like how hard is it to tell you to describe what you're trying to describe? So I said, you know what? I'm gonna show cats how easy it is, and I'm gonna give them everything about the game in 10 minutes. So instead of just making 20-minute dating videos about how to get your ex back, I'm gonna cover the relationship game, the single game, the pimp game, and the gigolo game all in 10 minutes. So that was kind of like, here, you guys eat this shit. It's easy work. And then that's why I did that. Like, yeah.
See, I see you. You have a tendency to always gravitate towards doing something that hadn't been done. Like you can't do what everybody else is doing. You have to be different.
Facts.
Okay, so where does the inspiration for that come from? Because I know why I don't like being part of the crowd, but I can't speak for you. So why do you always need to be different? That's the way the question gets asked to me.
I don't know, man. I was just always that kind of kid, man. Seriously, I just always was. I can't make it sound cute or nothing. I just was always like that. And then I grew up.
Right. And then like when you grow up, then no one is trying to, like when you're a kid and you're always being different, you get like the pressure, but it doesn't matter because once you become an adult, then you can pretty much do what you want to do. So that's what happened for me. So that's what it sounds like. At least that's what I'm hearing. Am I getting that right?
Yeah. You getting it right.
Okay. Well, let's welcome She. We here to the panel. She, questions, comments. How you doing?
Hey, first starting off, we here. We in like, the building. Hey, yes, Alfie, man, I always I stop in the Alfie channel. I always watch him, and when I start figuring out, I'm like, this dude has wrote 6 books. You said you had one in the tuck that you ain't even put out yet, didn't you?
Several. Like he just, if you ever talk with him, it's gonna turn into a consultation. Okay. Yeah. And it's gonna be like a bunch more knowledge that's just trapped in there. So that's why I was wondering. You was here for the last creativity in Black people stream that I had about music. And so at some point you are a vessel. Like things, whatever the idea is, it's just kind of coming through you at that point. You can't stop it. So that's why I asked.
Yeah. And when it comes down to it, I always push with a lot of men, acknowledge yourself and know who you are and know how you move. And a lot of guys, they kind of move. We was on channel before this, and I told the guys, It's the certain way you move and a certain way I'm just gonna break it down. Gold Professor, he always does this Wednesday read. And a lot of guys don't have that self-knowledge because they're not reading something, they're not trying to be taught because what is the whole thing that if you want to hide something, put it in the book because black people don't read. And see, the proof is in the pudding. When you start to read, you get an understanding of where you coming from, what you're doing, how you're moving. And a lot of people the knowledge is not taught verbally no more. The knowledge is all in the books. And there's some things where you can pick up here and there, but the whole point of it is society as a whole, we just got to pick up a book and understand what we're reading, what we're going through, and trying to grasp the knowledge of that.
Mm-hmm. That's facts, brother.
Yeah.
And another thing about the current climate of the world, lots of things aren't in actual book format. They have audio books, they have e-Kindle books, and to me, I just feel like it's something empowering about checking out, putting away all of the different devices, because if you're listening to an audio book, hopefully it's something that's just separate and by itself. It's not like on an app or something, because if you're looking at the Kindle, there's going to be notifications, there's going to be a lot of distractions, and I feel like a lot of people aren't able to catch the knowledge from a book because they got a lot of distractions as they're reading it. That's the difference between having an actual book in your hand.
And see, Topaz, if you was a man, I would do my little song, but since
you're not gonna do that on this channel, Chi.
I can give you that, but I'm gonna go ahead because Alfie might don't know. No. I do this. When a man comes with his feelings, I hit him with that.
You are not Maxwell. You need to stop it, Chi.
Like
you
I always
stop
say,
like this.
Hey, but see, I gotta push him to that because men deal in facts. We don't deal in opinions. We don't talk about our feelings when we get involved. We let men know what it is, and that's like nothing but the facts. That's it. And a lot of people don't understand that. The only way to give facts, you got to learn. You got to get the knowledge. You got to access, because everything is, as a man, if you say something, it can be documented, it can be proven. Now, when you come with your feelings, when you all get emotional, I'm saying, when you get bubbly inside, you start rubbing on your chest and all that stuff. Men, we don't move like that. I understand men do get emotional. And it's a difference from the emotions of, when you hear something that's powerful. Shout out to DS1 when he said you hear a guy like Khalid Muhammad give a speech. You hear a guy like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King give a, dissertation of what's going on, and they you be like, oh man, it's to the point. But when you start hearing men, oh man, I don't like how you do this, and see what you saying is this, but I'm just don't do that. Men deal in facts. That's the whole point. When you read a book, you get a knowledge, get understanding, you know who you are, you know how you're moving. See, we need to get back to that, where men start moving like men. See, that's what I was saying earlier, Topaz, when them guys were kind of coming at a certain situation, I was like, no, that's not how we do it. I had to come over there, hey, this is the slate. I'm clearing everything which y'all heard before. This would needs to be laid down, because you want to take a woman's perspective, because she's saying it's not being true. And when I said it, what it was, the truth is to be told.
Yeah, but what I said was the truth anyway.
Yeah, but they didn't want to take it from you because you're a female. And like I told guys, where it comes from, a female or a male, if it's truth, it's truth. You can't pull a truth away because you're looking at a gender saying it, because like I said, that's when the feelings get involved. Don't take feelings out of it. Don't take the feelings and be like, oh, this is something. No, let it be what it is. If truth is truth, it's truth. You can't pull truth away because of gender.
Okay, Associate Minister, I'm gonna have to mute you, but welcome to the panel. So, Avi, let me ask you: do you ever, which one of your books would men find advice that can help them with that?
I say Keys to the Future Self.
Yeah. Okay. And that's one thing I talk about is for people to have foresight, right? And I do think that if men were able to practice foresight more effectively, they would be able to separate out gender from what someone is saying. Because you'd be able to hear what that person, the advice that they're giving you, and see how it would apply and what would be the impact in your life in the future. And so then you'd be able to say, yes, this is good advice, or no, this is not good advice, and I'm not going to follow it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I guess Associate Minister is going to come back. So, Avi, anything that you want to discuss particularly right now?
I mean, I can go all night. So just since I'm here, I'd rather cater to the audience for questions because I can run my I do a podcast Monday through Friday. It's easy for me to run my mouth. So I'd rather talk to where people can get a sense of who I am. You know.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what do you think that men who are overly emotional should pay attention to in Keys to Your Future Self? Where's the part that they should start at? Now, I don't want you to give away the information in the book. I want you to kind of point them in the right direction.
You said what part they should read it from the beginning?
Well, yeah, from the beginning, but which part deals with their emotions and being able to manage their emotions against logic?
Yeah, I want you to start from the beginning. Go to it. Yeah, I'm not going to tell people to read books the wrong way and just go to parts that they need.
Well, no, I would not tell you to tell them to only read that part. They got to read it in its entirety.
How you read it, I ain't gonna give you no shortcuts and how you just 70 pages of my book just so you can get the part that you need and don't read it. No, you read it from the first page and then you finish it.
She wants you to go to page 34 and give him the details word for word.
No, I did not want him to give out the details because you don't give away the details in the product. Okay, so no, I just wanted for them to know, like, look, read it from the beginning. But when you get here, if you are dealing with emotion, now I will say this though, you do talk to men about their emotions and being able to manage that and look at what their emotions are telling them on your channel. So you do, that is part of the catalog. I will say that.
But what I will say is, see, I'm transparent. So I'm a little different from like dating coaches or whatever you want to call it, because I don't try to teach people to do what I do. I tell them why I do what I do. And if it resonates, then cool. Prime example. I don't want to get married, but I don't get on here and tell cats y'all shouldn't get married or don't mess with single moms. I just tell you I don't do it because I didn't try this, and this, and then that happened. You do whatever you want. So,
Well, if you're telling them what happened, then they know the pitfalls not to fall into.
Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of people will just try to push their narrative off of you and make it seem like if you're not doing it the way I'm doing it, then you're doing it wrong. Like, no, I'm gonna just tell you, like, hey, if you messing with a single mom, for instance, watch out for the baby daddy. Just stuff like that. The baby daddy might be in the picture more than she make you think. So it's not like throwing people under the bus. It's just real talk.
Something that he knows to look out for to protect himself.
Yeah, I didn't mess with a lot of chicks in my day. You know what I mean? So.
See, if you had to put it, no, I'm just kidding. I was gonna mess around and troll you and be like, if you had to put a number on it, but I'm not going to ask that because that is not what today is about.
You couldn't troll me anyway, because all I'm gonna tell you is I ain't telling you. You do forget I do too. Can't nobody finesse me on no interview. I'm gonna say what I want and say what I don't.
Right.
I ain't just some random author that come on here. I'm a random author who do podcasts Monday through Friday, teach for a living, and coach offline. So
right, I was joking around. What was you gonna say?
Yeah, when it comes to that, I hear a lot of cats that are always trying to push their narrative on the youth. And he doesn't do that. He gives you an opportunity to find out who you are. Like I tell people, everybody pretty much who don't know, I married a woman that had kids,
Mm-hmm.
and it fit me. That's not the same glove for somebody else. Like the OJ trial, if the glove don't fit, it must have quit. When it come down to it, everybody can't have that same standard. When I hear a lot of older guys try to tell the young guys that, women are this way, it's not going to work. you've experienced life. You've had an understanding of what happened to you and the way you moved and it didn't work. Let that guy have that same experience because his experience may be different than yours. The
Mm-hmm.
point of
Yep.
it is let him try.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that I normally talk about, not on here, I haven't done it yet. I'm still working up on how I would make it a live stream, but there's an equation that I think kind of explains life. Be plus have equals do. So you are who you are at your core. That is something that is noticed and it's either shaped by the things you have or the instruction you receive. And then you're able to do things when you become an adult. So your personality, your temperament is already in you when you're born. Now that becomes personality as with the instruction that you get, and then your personality determines what opportunities, what options are available to you. And if you want something different, then you have to be or either have something different, and then you get something, then you're able to do something different.
Mm-hmm. That's
Okay,
facts.
let's see some of these comments. Okay, narratives I heard are don't have kids, don't get married, eating a woman out of submissive. Okay, well, you know what, that's another thing. They even in some podcasts they have a script for you in your sexual encounters. You know, they get real invasive in the line they want you to toe. So how do y'all as men feel about that?
Say that again. What happened?
Okay, so narratives that have been said, don't have kids, don't get married, those are things we all know, but they also have boundaries that they're going to set for you in terms of your sexual experiences. Basically, eating a woman out is submissive.
Right.
So, my thing is, I feel like that's too invasive. How, like, you're already telling somebody what they can and can't do with their life, who they can and can't be around, what they can and can't experience. Now you're telling them about their bedroom behaviors.
Right.
So, as a man, what do you guys feel like a man should be able to say in order to push back on things like that? Because I do believe in men having a choice, as long as it's reasonable and not to his or anybody around him detriment.
Mm. Uh, I would just say this: people, you do whatever you want to do. Just make sure you're doing it because you want to do it. Just like eating out. Like if if I'm not eating chicks out, it's just because I don't really enjoy it. It ain't because I'm scared they're gonna call me beta. Like I don't care what
Right,
they call me because I can tell guys don't eat women out, but some guys like it. So,
right. Yeah, they do.
you know, like I've
Mm-hmm.
done it before. I'm grown, but I don't like it. It's never been my thing. So I'm not about to,
Mm-hmm.
but I've done it before. But that's another thing. I've done it to say I don't like it. I ain't just saying something that I don't like because I didn't heard it on YouTube and I want to repeat it. You know what I'm saying?
And by that same account, you would not fall victim to somebody trying to force you and say, yeah, you have to, because then that means you know what you're doing and you're a good man with women.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, like, what should a man be able to say in order to push back on some of these intrusive narratives where they have a lot that they want to say that you have to do in order to be able to get respect in their eyes?
Say that one more
Yeah,
time. Oh, okay. Go.
like
Basically what I'm hearing at these narratives, when you have a podcaster that has an invasive narrative like that, that means to me that there's a lot that they feel like you need to do, and I think it's geared towards getting respect in their eyes. So a man who is, saying I'm going to define myself for myself, how can he push back on that?
and like I said, earlier, men, you got to go and experience. You got to experience life. You can't live your eyes through the YouTubers, your dad, your uncle. You got to experience life for yourself. Just like Afi said, when it comes to a point of a man, if he likes eating a woman out, that's him. If he don't like doing it because his uncles tell him to do it, he got to get an understanding. The uncle's not in a relationship; he's in a relationship. He got to understand what he wants to do in a relationship, and go from there. You know, when it comes down to it, you have a lot of situations where guys were trying to push narratives because why? They're trying to protect the guys from the situation that they went through. But not all women are built the same. Not every situation is catered to be the same outcome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's just something that we as a people need to practice more of is discernment. Knowing that there's going to be exceptions because for every rule that's created, there's going to be an exception. And that kind of helps with the rule because the whole goal of life is you supposed to be able to make choices. You supposed to be able to use knowledge and know when it applies and when it doesn't. In order for you to benefit from new information, you have to know how to utilize it. And it's not going to be the same for every single person.
Mm-hmm. You know, you can
Okay.
do it yourself. Like, for instance, if, say, my mother didn't approve of my relationship, and some people really go through this, like, if your parents don't like who you mess with, then they will literally break up with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? If you don't like your parents, you think they're gonna break up?
Right.
No.
Well, and there's a time for everything, like somebody else said in the chat earlier. So let's say that your parents have a proven track record of understanding you. And so there are times where we're too close to something where your parents will be able to see, okay, this is something that is going to get old for you because of what I know about you. If they get the answer right, meaning they've been paying attention to you, it's worth at least giving it consideration. But here's the thing. If you disagree with your parents, you're not going to die. Okay. You just might have a negative experience, maybe, if they were right, but you're not going to die. You'll learn from that experience. And that'll be useful to you. There's a reason why you disagreed and went for it anyway. Some question you had personally that your parents couldn't answer. So it's not like I think that people get too caught up in trying to not catch a L. But in order for you to get successful, you have to have failed at whatever it is first. So let me ask you this. One thing I didn't get a chance to ask earlier. Have you had any book ideas that you felt like, you know what, I started writing this book, but now you know what, as I get into it, never mind, I don't like this. I'm going to move on to something else. Meaning like a book that didn't get published, a book that you didn't want to see through to the end. Any failures before the successful books?
No, because I write books in my head before I start.
Okay, so did you ever have any books in your head, like the idea process, and then you say, you know what, nope, I'm gonna go this direction instead?
Wait, say that. No. Well, no, I'll change directions, but no, I'll sit in my head and write it to completion. Now, obviously, it's not word for word, but I organize my ideas before I start.
Okay.
You know how people how you try to memorize songs. It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing in Shaka. People do it. Just because you don't do it, don't mean it don't happen, bro. I'm not coming from space with this stuff, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I literally teach dating. So you don't do it and I don't do it, but trust me, people do it, bro. People break up for crazy.
Oh, break up because of parents. Oh, yeah, because see, here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there whose parents built in them a very sturdy stronghold over them. So there are a lot of people that wouldn't even be considering it, like dating somebody that your parents don't like. There are a lot of people that don't even understand that sometimes, your parents might view you one way, but what if you've grown past that? Now you're giving up on something that your parents are judging you from your past and your childhood, but you've, grown and blossomed from that. So now you're capable of handling something, or either even further than that, it's something that will be helpful to you now as the person you are now. Mm-hmm. So that's why you're supposed to go off into the world once you're capable, away from your parents, so you can learn more about who you are away from your parents.
That's a cool thing too, because I mean, since coaching, it's like it really brought in my mind because people be in situations that I never knew that existed. I'm telling you, cats be telling me about situations. I'd be like, what? And it'd be for real. And I'm telling you, like some of these guys be having. Did you hear that show this morning?
I didn't get a chance to because I had a lot of clients today, but I definitely am part of the replay game.
Look, let me just scan this one.
Okay.
This is just an example, right? So we were having a discussion about can man and woman be friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Principal Day, she was adamant about, I have male friends and they don't look at me like that, and I've been knowing them 15 years, 20 years. So then we start talking. So I told her, call some dudes up and tell them that you want to have sex and see if they still your friends. So she called a couple people, didn't answer. So she ended up, I didn't know till after. I didn't tell her, but she just called the pastor. And he was like, hit me on FaceTime, and he married and everything. Like,
the pastor.
Yeah,
See?
man. This is not talk. This is this morning. Like, if y'all go to my, well, actually, it won't be on Patreon, but yeah, this is this morning. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, it be, man. It's just funny because it's like, I create content, but I got a little following on like YouTube. I'm not YouTube, but Instagram. So a lot of these guys, they be showing the abs, sitting on the cars, all of that. They get on their phone. Yeah, I got it going on, but it's this one. It's always this one, bro. It's this one every single time. Guys always be saying that like you ain't never heard it before. Like we all.
Wow. See, you know what? And my answer to that is I feel like it's possible, but a lot of people are not doing it. Meaning there are men that could in fact have a female friend that they're not attracted to in that manner, right? And they're just, they're just not passing it up. Like if they offer it, they like, well, why not? Instead of just saying I'm not attracted to you.
People be having like real life self-esteem issues that be really embedded in them. Like, and so sometimes they get on their purpose and achieve all these goals and stuff. They still be twisted in the inside though. And from the outside, you cannot tell.
Right. Now that's another thing. So money don't buy happiness, success and fame don't buy happiness either. It has to come from within, because guess what? A person that achieves a lot of stuff, gets a lot of resources, right? If they still have this belief in them that something, like that they don't feel attractive, they're still going to misuse the money. They're going to be doing stuff that shows you that insecurity. Because they have access to it now. If they didn't have money, they wouldn't be.
Right.
So New says, never have an unattractive female friend. Well, now see, but that's the only way. Okay. So why not? Because if she's not attracted to you, you'll be able to see her personality. And y'all can talk about certain stuff. It just isn't going to have a sexual overtone. It's never going to be about a relationship. So, I mean, y'all wouldn't have nothing in common to talk about.
Well, it's just different. Like I feel like dudes can have friends that are chicks. It's two lanes. So some guys they try to be friends with the chicks so they can sneak in the back door and finesse the sex out of it. So that is fake. But then it's like you're not like there's people who I went to school with and known since high school. I don't want to have sex with them, even if they're attractive. Like, because it's like once you know certain stuff about people, they're not attractive. So Quake, say for instance, boom, Quake. So Quake on Instagram, you might look at a hot chick. And then you might be like, damn, bro, she bad. Send her, and then you send it to my DMs. What's up, Mahogany, baby? And then you send it to my DMs, like, boom. And then so Quake thinks she hot, but then I know in high school they used to run train on her. Like, certain stuff about people.
Oh Lord, that just sounds so gross and so unsanitary.
It's a lot of girls that look cool as adults, but I'm telling you. And see,
Ed, I feel like you trolling. I feel like you in the chat acting up. Huh?
Press one in the chat. Y'all seen some chicks that was like that look cool now on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Y'all have chicks who they look really good now, but you remember in high school they was raggedy or they had a gap or they was dusty. Like it's hella those, but the guys meet them now they don't be knowing the background.
Wait a minute, did you say have a gap? What's wrong with having a gap?
I'm just saying there's nothing wrong with having a gap, but I'm just saying like something that people are known for that when they grow up, they erase it. You know what I mean? So if you have a big old chest, then people be like, oh, topaz with the you know what I'm saying? And if you get those reduced, then you're changing what people know you for. Right. So people who have a gap, with the gap, like it's gonna come up. So, oh no, she ain't got no gap. It ain't her,
I'm currently changing it right now. So, well, no, I do know some men that I went to high school with that like they're cute, they're cool, they're like not. But see, here's the thing: I went to high school with them, so in my mind, we grew up together. So that was 4 years of us just hanging out, chilling. Nobody mentioned nothing. Like sex does not cross my mind when I think of them because we've had too many platonic memories that I feel like. If I try to date them or try to sleep with them, now those platonic memories, what do I do with them? So for me, it just is like, nah, I like this lane that I'm in right here. I done got used to not having these type of advances toward or from you. I've gotten used to that as part of my life. So we're not going to do anything other than that. That's what this is now.
I got a good question with you. How do you feel about dudes with female friends? How do you like? What's the thing on that? Does it matter about how long they knew him, or do you got to meet him first? Like, or you don't care? You like, this my dude, and we got a connection. He can have him. They can't do it like me. Like, what's your whole take on that?
I wouldn't say that it's a time length, because he could meet somebody like at work or whatever and they just cool or whatever. To me, it's about the connection. So like, as long as they still have a platonic connection, there needs to be stuff that they have in common that has nothing to do with sex. There needs to be something that they can relate to, or something that they bonded over that had nothing to do with nobody getting naked or no genitals and none of that. It has to be something like that. Now, am I going to make a fuss about it? No. Because here's the thing. If I am dating someone and they have a female friend, even if it looks a little sketchy, I'm just going to say, you know what? Either I'm in or I'm out. So I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. I'm not going to give an ultimatum and all of that. That's a whole lot of extra work. What I am going to do is see if it's something I can handle or not. Like, how close are they? Or is she like sitting in his lap when we have a gathering or something? Like that kind of stuff. Just no boundary crossing, in my opinion.
So what was the worst conversation I ever had? And this is just to tell you how much dudes care about sex.
That's a horrible conversation. Wait a minute. How did this go?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to tell you like the mindset of some cats. Dude. A dude booked the consultation with me, right? So this was his problem. He went on a date with a chick, and he wanted to figure out what was the best way to get a second date, because she was kind of like leaving him on ice a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, boom. So that's what the email was about. And then when we talked on the phone, the vibe was, I'm telling him like I need the stats. So this was the stats. The dude was dating a chick. Okay, she was still married. She was still married. Had 5 kids, 2 baby daddies. And she spoke broken English. Now the kicker was the husband still lived with the wife. Okay. So I was confused, because it's like,
how are y'all dating?
Why would you pay me to figure out how to get a second date with that?
Right.
Like,
so this is who y'all was going off on that day.
No, that was something else. That dude.
Really?
That dude was pretty bad too. His problem was, and this is what I'm saying. So this dude, so basically he had his, that was the worst one. You made me forget. You forgot about that. Made me forget about it. So that one was the dude. So what happened was the dude was with a girl. He was 25 years old. So he was a 25-year-old guy, and he was with a woman, and she was 21, right? So 25-year-old, 21. They had been dating for 8 months, and he was already engaged to her. And so he met a girl and was engaged to her. She was pregnant with his baby. And we're kind of like, bro, like you too. And he was like, oh, I got my dream job. I'm ready to be a provider or whatever. And matter of fact, that was with AP. And me and AP basically telling him like, bro, like you kind of too young. You need to date around. And if not, like you got a 21-year-old and she got a kid already. Like, I think you need to kind of like see what else is out there, try to be cool about it, whatever. And then, so he was basically like, all right, he didn't want to break up with her, but I'm like, yeah, bro, like, because the date they were going to be married was within a few months. So I'm like, you guys can be engaged. You don't have to meet the girl, be engaged to her, and actually be married to her within a year. Like, bro, if she love you like that, you done already gave her a ring. She should be able to chill for a minute. So he ended up going extreme, broke up with her ass, right? So then he broke up with her ass, and then he's, saying, how it was. Come find out, the next week, she was on Instagram. She had a whole nother dude.
Oh. Well.
Whole nother dude pregnant by his baby.
Wait, so second baby on the way now?
No, she was pregnant, and then it became a pregnancy thing because we're like, dude, do you think that you were in this permitted relationship with this chick for 8 months? Y'all break up for 1 week, and she got another dude. You don't think that dude was hanging around? Like you think, I'm so heartbroken. We broke off our engagement, and then you just happen to run into a guy and start dating him in 2 days. Like,
and all of this while she pregnant.
Huh?
All of this while she pregnant.
Man, I had to listen to the video. I forgot.
Okay. No, I'm just saying, like, so within the 8 months, she ends up, like, I'm hoping she wasn't pregnant when she met him. So within the 8 months, she ends up being pregnant. And then when they break up, there's another dude that's already right there that's like, yeah, I know she's pregnant and I'm cool with it.
This is where it gets stupid. So he's stupid because what happened was he got in his feelings about that, right? So what did he do?
Beg her back?
Huh?
He begged her back?
No, he went and found the chick so he can do her back. So since she rubbed another dude in his face, he went and found a girl so he can rub a girl in his face, right? And back in her face. But his ass fucked around and got her pregnant.
Oh.
Right?
Oh, okay.
So in 1 month, you started off a guy who was engaged and about to be married in 5 months. And then fast forward 2 weeks later, you're not engaged, and then you got a girl who you smashing, and both of them is pregnant. Like, bam! Look how you could change your life.
So wait a minute, how did he have time to do all of this if he had just got his dream job? Because wouldn't he be like happy and resting in that for a minute?
No, his point of saying that his point of mentioning that he had his dream job was basically to say like it didn't matter that she was a mother that he can provide for two. That was his angle on that.
Oh, so he only brought up the dream job when y'all start asking him how he was going to take care of all of this.
Yeah, because we were kind of like, bro, like you 25, just got out of college, and then you just been dating this girl with a 2-year-old for less than a year. Like I don't think you should be married. We're not saying break up with her, but you just need to be engaged and see what see how she is for a little bit, and that was.
Well, people forget that was the point of an engagement, right? Was to give you time to plan the wedding and all that. But a bigger reason was for you to get used to life with this person to make sure that this is somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with. And I feel like all of that he's talking about is rushing real fast.
Were you super in love when you got, or no?
I mean, I could see that happening. I wasn't initially. But I could see myself growing to love him. But the reason why I didn't is because, here's the thing. When we were engaged, I did in fact tell him what I was planning on doing over the next 5 years. We had before we got engaged. We had a conversation about where we see ourselves in the next 5 years. He apparently liked my idea and said that he would like to be married to that. Then once we get engaged, he now decides, no, I'm going to change everything. Not only am I going to change my plans of what I said I was going to do in the next 5 years, now I want to change yours. And so, I mean, it was contentious initially. And it didn't help that neither one of us had any adults in our lives that that were willing and able to provide guidance on a marriage. So that didn't last very long.
He was your age or like a younger cat or older?
He was a year older than me, like a year and 3 months older than me.
Interesting.
And so actually when we got engaged, I was 17 and he was 18.
Oh, he got you right out of high school.
Yeah. It was the summer before I left for college.
He was hawking on you.
It was what?
He was hawking on you.
Yes, this is the ex-husband where he just like used to be hiding in the bushes outside my classes, getting mad when I had a study group. And I'm like, we're literally studying for an actual test in a college that you see me go to class in every day. I don't understand. Like I still to this day don't get it. And he's never been able to like he's apologized, but he's never been able to explain to me what happened. I would like to know what was he thinking? Like what happened? What was the thought? Why did you think that? You know, but he hasn't been able to explain it. But he was just like, I'm just sorry, you know. Just and so we're okay, we're cordial, but I still just don't understand. I don't know. Where did that come from? Look, Quake says Tyler Perry movie shit.
Because I can't say you picked bad because he peeled you quick. Like you didn't even have too much experience.
Nah, because I didn't do a whole lot of dating in high school. I mean, I didn't really even have like a serious boyfriend before that.
He tried to take your life from you.
Yeah, and I said that, and he was like, "Okay, so you can." So once I graduated from college, he was like, "Okay, so you can stop saying I ruined your life now, right?" And I was like, "I don't know, nigga. We gonna see. We'll see what else I get to do." So, but no, I just be like now. I like we're okay. I can laugh about it now, but no, that wasn't. It was too early. Like that was my thing. Is that my objection to it was that it was very very fast. But I was told right that you don't pass up that kind of opportunity. So I went ahead and went through with it. That was the advice I got from my elders.
He was tricking her.
Well, I mean, look, he had a job and money, and I didn't. And I was like, but I wasn't giving him the box because of money. Like I actually talked to him. We had a good relationship. And then that's when he was like, okay, so let's get married. And I was like, right now? Like now? We can't wait until we're at least in sophomore year. Like he was like, no. He needed it to happen right then.
You was giving them that fire. You couldn't help it.
Why does everybody say that? Like I refuse to believe that somebody just go hand over a ring and get married because of the fire. You know.
Topaz is something else. She got.
What?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Something going on down there.
Well, you know what? We'll make a different stream for that. We on here talking about Black literature today. Okay. see how quickly y'all just changed the subject. Okay, so now the first guy, the one that was talking about his parents, I think, right? His parents was in the way of the relationship.
Right.
What was your response to him? Do you remember that's the story you were telling at first?
His parents?
Yeah, the first guy, not this one. It was another guy you were talking to us about. And shout out to Auntie for the Cash App. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really appreciate that. Everything that you guys put into the Cash App is going to be put back into the channel to make this a more lively experience for all of you.
What you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna be saving up to give me some of this equipment that I hear everybody talking about, like these Rodecaster boxes where you can make clips and sounds and stuff. It's gonna be a whole production when I get to it.
Yeah. You gonna do a green screen and all that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have way too much fun. Y'all think that I'll be doing the most now? Huh?
Ain't that burnt out? I bought a green.
I don't know if it is, but I'm gonna come up with something.
I never even used it. Hella burnt out.
And you have one and didn't use it.
You buzzed out. No, I have one. It's sitting right next to me.
Yeah, because I know you be putting stuff on there on your streams. But I'm gonna up my channel. It's gonna be a lot more going on these live streams. It's gonna be a whole production when I get through. I can never do something just boring. It's gonna get annoying.
I can't wait to do in person. That's my goal, to set up a studio and be flying people in and stuff.
Ooh, I want to go.
Yeah, I want to maybe do it in Atlanta because I want to get a lot of foot traffic too. You know what I'm saying? Like this, if I be out at a nice restaurant, boom, hey, you like podcasts? Oh, you do that? Boom, there we go, just like that.
So you gonna move to Atlanta?
I plan on it.
You just gonna fly out there when it's time to do a show?
No, I'm trying to get a certain amount of money first.
Oh, well, knowing you, there's a whole plan involved. I know.
Yeah, I want to start. I mean, I could wing it if I wanted to, but it's like, I mean, why? I mean, I'm grown as hell. Like if I were to wing it, I should have started winging it when I was like, 25 or something. Like I'm grown now. I ain't got time to be winging it. I'm gonna do it the correct way.
You know what? That's one of the things that I look back on my life, and I did not do a whole lot of winging it, flying by the seat of my pants type of thing. I did a whole lot of stuff that was planned out and meticulous for my 20s. But I can say that I don't miss it. I'm not going to go back and try to recapture my youth or nothing like that, because that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, I seen your little story. You was being fast on your story.
I wasn't being fast on my story. I was being a professional. Thank you very much. Hey, that helped pay for some of my college classes.
You got some of them subliminals that you ain't speaking of.
So you need to stop paying attention so hard. You always trying to watch stuff. You ain't supposed to notice everything. All right. But that is, in fact, my life.
I'm gonna notice everything on top of what I'm not supposed to notice.
Well, that was part of the story. It was about the ex-husband. It's like he was providing, we was doing good until then, like, I don't know, something happened when we was at college. He just assumed that all these niggas was watching me, and I'm like, they are in here doing their work. They are going to class. They are not worried about me. Would you stop? So yeah, that was a true story.
And that did it take you a while to get over that? Were you bitter or what?
I wasn't necessarily bitter. I was a commitment phobe. So my son's dad, we were never married. We did live together, but like we did everything but go and get the actual license and be married, because I just like, that's the part where I was like, oh, I don't know. I couldn't even use the M word, so wasn't my best decision, but that's why. It's because I was like, okay, so, but if we get, like right now, everything is good, but if we get married, then you're going to change and you're going to do what he did. And so he was like, that's not true, in which he was right? Mm-hmm. It's just at the time I couldn't make myself go through with it. So we ended up breaking up.
I got a question for you, a fire one.
Okay, so now we interviewing me. Okay.
No, it's just one question.
Okay.
Why most women can't keep a man? What do you think?
I think it varies. Who knows? Like, look, this is the thing. Everybody is an individual. So why most women can't keep a man? Probably bad advice. If I had to pick one, I would say that's the biggest problem. It's bad advice from other people, other women, older women, family, lots of people that have their own personal interest in you not being married. A lot of that goes into people's decisions because it's something you live with and listen to every single day. Like you mentioned earlier, people who don't get married because of their parents, who don't get married because they think that they're supposed to put their friends above a man. They get bad advice telling them that, like, friends are forever and men come and go, stuff like that. Like a lot of the messages that we hear. A lot of people fall victim to that. They become sheep. They internalize it. And then, they have to go without.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's just because a lot of chicks, they put the work in for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like, okay, I put this work in, so a man should respect it. But women don't be knowing. It's like women try to generalize the guy that they're dealing with. Just because your ex likes certain things don't mean I like it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can name off one of your qualities. Like I'm a good cook. All right, well I'm a chef. That's what I get. So that takes the value off of that.
Well, okay, so I get what you're saying. Basically, like, we get these. Well, to me, that sounds like bad advice because we get told that all men are the same. There's nothing new under the sun. I think that that's a good line for advice, but I think it's over applied. Yeah, people are individuals. I even had to learn that because that's what happened with me.
You didn't hear me say all men are the same.
No, I know you didn't, but I'm saying that I had to learn that in my past. That was something that I was taught that I thought was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense, right? Until I got older and learned why that's not true.
I'm gonna give the fellas a shout out real quick. Shout out to the fellas because there are plenty of dudes who don't want to be players. See, women will be thinking like, oh, all dudes got rotation. I know plenty of dudes that all they want is a girlfriend. They might try to say it in private, but
right.
All dudes don't want to be players, and some dudes think they want to be players until they start being players. Like it's a lot of work. Guys just be looking at it like it's unlimited sex and girls validating me. Like, no, bro, you gotta women be emotional. You gotta take one out. This one, she need hugs all the time. This one, you gotta tell her she fine all the time. This one always accuse you of stuff. Like it ain't just you got 3 chicks and they're like you're King, what do you want, King? It don't work like that. People had a narrative of, well, if I'm a player, I got this game. These girls just gonna be submitting to me. Yeah, they submit to you on certain days, and certain days it's gonna be fuckery.
Right. Well, and you know what? And I chalk that up to bad advice because people need to stop saying that. What I had to realize is that there are some men who were raised in a home where their parents are still married 50, 60 years in. They saw nothing other than that. For them, that's their foundation. That's what they know. That's what they're comfortable with. So that's what they truly want. So I didn't realize that existed. See, I had to get away from just the life that I grew up in and knowing. That's why I tell people you have to go away from your family for a minute so you can see what else is actually out there. There are people that fit these categories that do want a stable, loving, monogamous relationship. You just got to get to them and avoid all of the dumb shit before that. Mm-hmm. So, no, you make a good point. So, okay, let me ask you that same question then, right? What is something that you had to learn about women that you got wrong initially?
Women like sex as much as men.
So you thought that they didn't?
No, when I was young.
Yeah.
When I was young, what I used to think is guys desire the sex, and then when a woman likes you enough, she's like, okay, I like you, so this is the way that I show you by having sex with you. That's what I used to think. And then when I was about 16, I had sex for the first time at 15. So,
I think I remember that story. Yeah, at 16 when you found out.
So maybe that was like my body number 15 or 16 or something. I don't know, but whatever it was, she was younger than me, and she wanted to be domed out, and that it was kind of weird to have a woman that kind of was that sexual and knew exactly what she wanted me to do when we kids.
Is this the one that you said that you found out that she was sleeping with your friend's older brother?
She was sleeping with my friend's older brother.
Or it somehow it was a dude older than you involved, and you was like, wait a minute, you doing this dude too?
Well, no. Well, she slept with somebody I know, but I don't know if that was a part of the story that I let out there because it didn't even happen in the same time span.
Okay, so this is two different stories that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I mean, you learned a lot in your teen years about women. I will say that. Now, I'm not all. I'm part of Not All Nations. I've never done nothing like that.
You said you never did what?
I've never was intimate with one dude and then also somebody else that was in a close relationship with him or nothing like that. I don't.
To be honest, I don't see how dudes do it. I mean, I know it's a double standard. I don't want to piss nobody off, but I think it's kind of nasty for chicks to be sleeping with and women are always quick to say, well, men sleep with other dudes, multiple chicks. Yeah, but it's different. Like, we're kind of like in the man position. Like, if I was a chick, I wouldn't want 3 guys pouncing on me, looking at me in my face, kissing me in my mouth per day and stuff. Like,
having more than one in a day. I don't understand that.
Right, because the dude is just bend over and then I close my eyes. So for a woman, it's like, well, why don't you just have sex with this one dude 3 or 4 times? Why you gotta let like 3 or 4 dudes smash in a day? Like,
right, and I also don't see how women do that in such a close span. Is because I only want one at a time. I don't want even if it's like one this week, one next week, and all that. I don't want all of that either. I'm focused on this one right here, and then when we break up, I take some time, and before I even think about adding anybody else to the list.
Like, how does that some stuff even happen? Like when people be on Maury and it be like 2 or 3, it's like you can't even
that's exactly what I pictured. People
be missing that part. Like, it's only like a week that you can even get pregnant. How you don't know? I mean, even if you're sleeping with multiple guys, you supposed to not. Let me not say you supposed to, because that's bad behavior. But at least give raw to your favorite. Like, even if you're having sex with multiple guys, it should only be at least. I'm terrible because that sounds bad.
Yeah, because let me stop you right there. Because see, condoms break, pills fail. So even if
But
even
just
if you only giving raw to your favorite, that doesn't mean that something can't happen in the other ones.
Well, no, I'm just saying that. I'm not saying that girls have sex with a dude with a condom and other, but I'm just saying if you're gonna sleep with multiple guys, they shouldn't all be hitting raw. Like at least have your main dudes and side dudes or something like. Because the thing is those dudes are sleeping with other women too. So you,
yeah, see, all of that, that's just a whole lot that I don't want happening in my life. I don't want none of that to happen. First of all, it's gross in my opinion, to do that sexually. And then also, how about all of the additional stuff? Because look, here's the thing that I feel like people act like they're just so liberated about sex and they understand that it's an act and all that, but they really don't. A lot of people are very much emotionally tied into, men included, in sex. That's when you have people showing up at your house. Y'all had an understanding, but they show up at your house mad. They want to fight. They want to cut your tires in your car and stuff like that.
Yeah.
BMT, yeah, right. See, okay, so BMT's married, so that don't really mean nothing, BMT.
But what did he say?
He said he only licked the main. Well, yeah, that would be your wife.
Yeah, see the same kind of thing. Like
he just being extra.
I'm not no trick, but let's say I was, I might have a favorite. I'm not just tricking off my girls in rotation for 5 years with the chick that I met last night. This chick that'll give, like, I'm not going to treat all of those chicks the same. They got to do certain things to get certain treatment. I'm like a boss character. You got to unlock certain features dealing with me.
Oh Lord. Okay, here we go with the video games.
Yep, you gotta unlock certain features, and you're not just getting this. I'm not rolling it out for you. What are you about? What do you do? What's your credit score? What's your job? What's your dreams? What's your aspirations?
Honestly, that to me, I like that idea, because then it means something if you get it. Otherwise, if a man just show up to you the first second he talked to you, he already handed you $300. That don't really mean nothing. That he does that to everyone, and then two, he's definitely gonna want something quicker. Than somebody that you built a relationship and a connection with. I just don't understand. I don't want all these additional people having these ties to me. I don't like a lot of people knowing where I live. I don't like a lot of people knowing my car or the license plate number. I don't like all of that.
My cousin taught me that lesson about cupcaking with the chicks, because I used to wonder, how come we both got chicks, and your chicks always tearing your shit up? And they don't, my chicks don't tear my shit up. And the reason why is because used to sell hella dreams and shit. So then I kind of, all right, well, if I'm gonna deal with multiple chicks, I'm gonna just kind of tell them what time it is. It's not to the detail, like from 3 to 4, I did this, 4, but just so he'll have like 5 girls thinking they gonna marry him and shit like that, and then
because see, here's the thing: when y'all sell women dreams, right? You tell a woman that you're getting ready to marry her, she starts to move different and include you in her life, and that kind of stuff. Like if it's not true and she finds out it's a lie, it does break you emotionally and mentally. Now, I will say I'm not like above it. The only way I was able to avoid all of that is because I actually had a damage after the divorce. So for me, I wasn't building those connections with people. I wasn't in dude's space like that. I was like, creating space. So that's how I was able to get away from a lot of niggas selling me a dream and shit. I wasn't believing them no way.
Can you tell if a dude is selling a dream or not, or what?
Well, okay, so right after the divorce, I thought everybody was selling a dream, right? And as I got through it, as I started getting okay with it, then I was like, I developed the ability to tell if a man is selling a dream or not. And the only thing I can say is, I need to see me not reminding you, but you following through and making good on the things that you say without me having to say it. Like I need to see some action, something that lets me know that this is really in your mind, even when I'm not there.
I think one of the most important things about relationships, Topaz, is timing. You can totally get the right woman at the wrong time.
Right.
And I'm telling you, or you can get the right man. See, I could be the perfect man for you, right? But let's say you just got some other stuff going on. You don't even have to be like bitter. It can be like, say your job is stressful, and I could really be the perfect man for you, but you so into your job and it's stressing you. Maybe you're working on a promotion, and then your daughter you're trying to get, okay, boom. Let's say right now. So I'm the perfect guy for you, right? Boom. But right now, you got a daughter, she's 19, you're trying to get her off into college, and then you working for a promotion and your boss is fucking with you, right? You can't be attentive to me. Boom. We both missed out.
Right.
Because the timing was off. And then when you get your shit together, right? What they say it take you 3 years to get all that shit together. Now I'm over here to the right side. I done had 2 kids and shit with 2 baby mamas fucked up and did some shit. And now we don't know.
Yeah, and that's another thing you mentioned, because with all that going on, you're not paying attention. It's important for people to know that doesn't mean that the person hates you or that you're not a good person. It just means that they weren't in a place to notice it.
Right. It's like I used to hella want kids. And now I'm not interested at all. You know what I'm saying? And for y'all, if for you guys listening, like I'm not a young guy. I graduated high school in 1999, so I'm an older cat. I'm not just some 25.
Excuse you, I graduated in 1999, and I'm not going to call myself old on here.
No, but at the same time, like these people don't know me. Like I cam up on my shows and stuff, but everybody don't know that, so they just see what they see. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like camming up right now, so people may think that that's me and that this is just all you see. You know how I look, and people Quake know how I look. DMT know how I look, but some people don't. Some people never seen me before because they may heard of my channel, but that don't mean that they watch it. So no, I'm an older cat, so I'm not, because I'm and even still, like there's a lot of guys who give dating advice and they out here like what 23 or 27, and it's like stuff. I feel like you got to go through a breakup to really understand like relationships and feelings and expectations and stuff. Like when I talk to players and I be like, "You ever had your heart broke?" They be like, "Nah." I'd be like, "It's another level, bro." Because if you're just meeting girls, pumping and dumping, stuff is going right, and you are seducing women, you're not learning anything, because you can't learn anything when you win all the time.
Right. So the failures is where the information is.
When you trust somebody and you guys have these talks and you talk about your dreams and aspirations and you're thinking about them and your future and you're buying stuff you invest in, and then you find out that she got a whole it's gonna fuck with you right in the side.
Yeah, because that's what the person is learning. If that happens to you, where you've been really, really down with this person and they've been showing you all kinds of love and support, the part that bothers you is the fact that it can be done without you knowing.
Mm-hmm. Shaka, I've been on the panel with you before. I remember everything, but I wasn't cammed up then though. And your name was something else. Your name might have been Neo.
No, it was just New. Now it's Shaka Nulu. Okay, I don't know. You know what? And New, I'm just curious where that came from. I'm sure it was something that happened in here that now all of a sudden you bringing up Shaka Zulu. I'm sure it was something I missed, because y'all do the most.
People will catch my content at random times. Like it'd be people who just catch me here and there, and they think I ain't show myself when I literally show myself every single morning. But for me. I feel like the game is better when the cam is off. I mean, people know how I look, but because it's like when you like you gotta it. Like when you do the camera, it's like you gotta entertain. You gotta put a show on.
Right.
You gotta put a show on. See, when the camera is off, we just talk. It's different. We just talking. See, when in the morning, I gotta keep cats engaged, be funny, throw jokes here and there. Make sure cats ain't getting into it, monitoring the chat, like doing all of this shit. But when we just chilling like this, we can just really talk, and
it's a distraction too, because when you have the camera on, people notice little idiosyncrasies and they want to ask you stuff that is related to that, like your eye contact and all that kind of stuff. And so now you got to stop and answer that kind of stuff, or I ignore it. So I've gotten better about trying to cam up more, but it's not.
Sometimes you look at the chat, it fucks your whole shit up. I have something hot and ready on my mind, like boom, I'm about to, and then boom, lost it. And then sometimes you lose it. It don't even be nothing good. Somebody ask you,
right? And now you've lost the good thing because of this distraction. I said, if that happens to me, then I feel like, well, you know what? This is what y'all get for focusing on the wrong stuff. You're supposed to be focusing on what I'm talking about, and then asking me questions about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be a whole different thing. Do Neo got a channel, or he just be just?
Neo has. I mean, Neo.
Oh,
New has a channel. He
I'm
has
sorry, bro.
done
I'm
some
not
content.
fucking your name up. Say it. Tell me how to say it, Topaz.
New, NEU.
Oh, I think I don't know. I think when I say any you, it maybe think Neo or something like that. That makes
Yeah.
sense. So I got your name new. No disrespect, bro. Trust me, people fuck up my name. My name is Afi, and my other name is Tariq. So people fuck my shit up all the time. I'm really considerate. So no disrespect, brother. I ain't trying to fuck up your name. People fuck my shit up all the time. You know what I'm
But
saying?
no, New has a channel. He's put up a few live streams. He hasn't done a whole lot yet. We are just waiting to see what direction he's gonna go because he does a lot of vegan stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to your channel, bro. I like supporting. I mean, man, I remember when I started YouTube, man. And I'm telling you, Topaz, what you need to do is start
Hmm
going on Instagram because you can look at any channel, bro. If you look at Instagram and look at YouTube, there's never other than Kevin Samuels. If other than Kevin Samuels, people either got a like Mr. Let Go, hella followers on Instagram, YouTube not so much. People either got one or the other. Either they popping on. It's some shit that I just found out. Have you heard of what's it called? Eight something, eight room of eight, some shit like that, where they be drinking on the couch talking about relationships. Well, anyway, I just got put on that one, and they got like 80,000 on IG, but their YouTube shit is only 15,000. It's easier to get popping on Instagram. Like right now, I got 20 plus thousand subs right on YouTube, but
hmm
on Instagram I got 15K. But I started my YouTube hella far. I didn't start them at the same time, and you can set go. Like I probably had my YouTube for fucking a year plus before I even started Instagram. So if I would have started Instagram long, because you can grow hella fast on Instagram. YouTube is it don't work like that because people just search shit and they get answers, and then that's it. Motherfuckers will watch your shit and don't subscribe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, no, I gotta get better on Instagram because I know like the stories have to be under 60 seconds, but like doing an Instagram live, I think I have to start doing that. I said I was gonna come up with some ideas to talk about.
I'm telling you how to do it. The reason why is not because I know everything. It's because I see the next level for you, and the next level for you isn't gonna come just by you streaming. You got to get better at promoting yourself. Like shit, hella motherfuckers know me. Even if you don't like me, you still know me.
You're right. I don't promote myself a whole lot. I really don't. I just,
I can get it. I do, and I'm just saying, hustle. Like even when you got Instagram, I slide in some DMs, not women, but I literally can meet somebody, put them onto my content. They'll buy my books and get on my Patreon same day. Don't even know who the fuck I am
hmm
because I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Like people just be looking at games for chicks and shit. Like man, you got to know how to maneuver. Like shit, me just man, I'm sitting at 10,000 subs, and I've interviewed every single person popular on my channel, from BUA, Coach Greg Adams. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
O'Shea, I didn't interview O'Shea. I didn't interacted with every single person, the Cario, just everybody. But
Well, see, I'm gonna have to find a different sector because I can't interview the men that you just mentioned because they have a thing about like they want to promote men more. So that's good that you can interview them. So I got to find who I can interview.
well, no, you're missing the whole point. The point is,
No, I get it.
the point is when you hustle, you put yourself in position because these guys don't get nothing letting me interview them. They got 100,000 subs, 50,000 subs, but they respect me enough to do it. Because usually when you're doing YouTube and you're doing collaborations and shit, it's usually like, what do I get out of it? But guys respect me so much that they do it anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
No, I hear you.
AMS, but we've talked on the phone before, so
Right.
So it's a cool thing. So you can meet the people you need to meet. You can't always wait for them to come to you.
Very true.
It's people who I DM'd on Instagram when I had 1,200 followers, left my ass on red. When I hit their ass on now. Oh yeah, I've been watching your content. Oh motherfucker, you left me on red. I just ain't gonna say nothing, but I remember. It's crazy how social status works. Like people
Yeah.
assume that your information is better just because you're bigger and shit. Like that shit don't matter.
Well, I always have a theory. Is that like, see, a lot of people, if it's something very vague, and I'm not saying that if you're successful, that means that you don't have any truth to tell. But what I am saying is that if it's something vague and it doesn't anger a whole lot of people, you will get a bigger following because people just they like to hear what they want to hear over what they should be hearing and what they can use. So that is just a function of life.
Mm-hmm. That's real tough, man. Yeah, you gotta put yourself in position, man. I meet some cool. I've met the best people I ever met in life from YouTube.
Now I do have to get better at that. Like I don't know, like I don't have a natural gift of promoting myself.
You and Topaz,
so that's something I got to learn how to get better at.
You and Mahogany need to be online drinking wine, getting these cash apps and stuff.
Yeah, well, we gotta wait until Mahogany feels better. I did invite Mahogany over for some sessions, but she had some stuff going on. So no, I definitely Mahogany knows that she's welcome. She knows she has an open invitation.
Do you have a main person who you feel you collaborate? I mean, other than the fourth quarter, I'm saying like
for the record. But yeah, so I do every other week, every other Sunday, I do the spa, which is Girl Talk with Khadijah, and then the other Sunday I do the State of Black Community with Robbie Privilege.
Okay. I mean, I've seen both of those shows, but I didn't get the science to it.
Okay, so now the spa is just stuff that women want to talk about, and then men can listen. They can come in, and a lot of times it ends with like going to back and forth, like just kind of joking around, having a lot of fun. And then the State of Black Community is like different news events that have been happening, what Black people can learn from it, what we need to do with that information, something that Black people may not have been paying attention to, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Robbie does on her channel a lot of science stuff.
Right. Well, no, like people, if you watch my show, people don't know it's a format to it, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's changed, but so it just seems like it seems random, but it's like every Sunday I do the panels, even though I just started that back, and then Monday it's a rotating guest. Tuesday is open panel for the Patreons and the members, not necessarily content creators. And Wednesday is when I had the love relationship show with AV. Thursday is when I do the manly personal development man talks with AV. And then Friday is where we would talk free game Fridays. And those will be the fun shows because it kind of goes everywhere because the show literally is based on what the people ask. So if you're just watching it every day, you don't understand that formula. But the formula is I'm giving you different doses of emotion per day.
Right.
So we're sticking to one thing. Monday we chopping it up. Tuesday we breaking down videos. Wednesday we talking about relationships. Thursday we talking about man. Friday we giving free game. And Sunday we hanging out 10 deep in the barbershop. So if you're just watching, you don't get that, but it was formulated.
Wait, Sunday is the barbershop?
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh, so I'm invited to the barbershop.
Well, I'll talk to you. What
No, I'm just messing around. I'm just messing with you.
No, because I can tell you right now, like I want to do that show with more men and women. And when I was talking to AV, I was basically telling him because you was on that one, and we wanted to kind of be more of a co-ed thing. And I was telling him like the Netflix and chill stuff, I wanted to do that, but I wanted to be man and woman. See, Topaz came through, but you weren't the only woman invited. So like Mahogany was invited, So, and Janae, like I invited a few. So the point is if they would have showed up, it would have been a different show because it would have been more man and female bouncing out. So when you came, it was just you by yourself and 10 dudes. So it swerved the whole narrative that was supposed to.
Yeah, because I gotta say, I kind of felt like I was like, so am I supposed to be here?
Well, no, Mahogany, you full of shit, Mahogany, because you confirmed. See, I ain't gonna get on. I'm not gonna get on Janae ass because Janae said she didn't know.
So are they coming next Sunday?
Mahogany said, "Oh yes, babe. Oh, I'll be there." Yeah, she was there in the chat.
Yeah,
she had the link. Why you didn't bring your ass up there? Don't do me like that. No, don't do me like that, Mahogany. The next time you pop up, because if you hit me up and you want me on your show, I'm not gonna flake on you and pop up in your chat. I send you the link. I send you the link because I wanted you to come on there and talk, not to be a commentator in the chat and shit. I wanted to hear your voice and see your face. Till we disappear?
I don't know. She may not be still watching.
It don't matter. Y'all go tell her what I said.
Right, and in the replay game. Okay, so at this point, I think it's time for us to go ahead and start wrapping this up. I do want to thank you for coming through for the interview. I did want to do this segment. I am trying to present like positive views of Black people, and I do think that Black literature is something that we kind of, we don't give as much credence to. People don't realize that it is in fact a real field that you can go into, and it does have its purpose. You have something to say. It's valuable. Put it out there.
That's what's up. Yeah, and just for you guys, Queen of Deaf Soul, I welcome everybody to my channel. I mean, you know what? I don't really consider myself red pill, but we had some of the same stuff, so I kind of got stuck in there. Mm-hmm. But I am a guy. Well, Topaz, no, me and Topaz have hosted shows before. That's why we sound so good, because we didn't talk and did shows before.
Yeah,
we're not that. I know it sounds like magic, like damn, y'all talking like y'all talked before, because we have. I can't even lie and be like, oh, this is our first chop up. Look how good it is. But at the same time, our first chop up was this good though, so it didn't build. It was.
Yeah, it was pretty fun actually.
Mm-hmm. That's when I had that guy in there trolling me and shit, stalking me.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff happens over there on your channel.
but yeah, you guys are all welcome. So just and I'm not saying that I'm getting off right now. I'm just saying for I remember that
Oh yeah, and that's Queen of the South.
Yeah, every Sunday, you guys, if you guys make videos, then you can come on Sunday at 8 o'clock Pacific time. And just hop on. Tuesdays is for the Patreons and members. That's those stuff I take off YouTube. But Sundays, pull up. Like if y'all got a channel, pull up. I'm open. I'm not one of these cats. And if you got a woman, pull up. You get a ranch, you're gonna have to post my links though. You ain't just getting no ranch just to be talking and look special. You gotta post shit.
Well, I have a ranch, but I normally be up there on the panel, so
That's just because I'm cutting slack. And I'm cutting slack because I know you, and there'd be other people in there that, no. I'm just clarifying, just in case you thought something. I can tell you why now, because I got other people in there that can do it. But trust and believe, if I happen to go live and nobody was in the live with a ranch but your ass, I'd be saying Topaz.
All right, so I got to do work, is what you're saying. Okay,
no, I'm just saying that it's just other people that can do it, because some people just they don't do it. So it's like, I'm not going to ask you to do it if 3 other people doing it already.
Right. Yeah,
but if I'm in there and I'm just going live from the car and it ain't during my regular time and you in there, oh yeah, Topaz, post the link, baby. I need it.
I am shocked that I cannot believe this. That is a job description.
What?
No, I was just messing around. I said, I am shocked. I can't believe that there is a job description. I didn't know.
Well, if you have a ranch, you're supposed to be moderating too. But see, I'm a shit talker, so I moderate my own shit.
No, I know it was sarcasm.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I moderate my own shit because, like I said, I was a young class clown, so can't nobody talk shit better than me. We can do it.
Right.
I don't need people to block people. If somebody come talking shit, I'm definitely cooking your ass.
And then you tag in your family. You had your mom roasting this one dude.
Oh, tell them about that.
So it was a dude that.
Tell them about that, because if I tell the story first and you co-sign it, they're gonna think I'm full of shit.
Okay, so it was this dude that apparently had been emailing and talking shit in the chat, and so he got blocked, and then I think he came back on another channel, y'all said, and got blocked. So he finally came in.
Money talking shit.
Oh yeah, so yeah.
I said, if you want to get off, if you want to talk again, pay me 20, and he paid me 20, and I'm like, yeah, but you didn't do it right. Block still. And then
See, that is, like, I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna pay somebody to talk shit to them. It just ain't that important. But see, there you go. That's the attitude of the people that come over there when they get mad at you, right? So, apparently he was doing the most, and also was sending emails, following Alfie around to other channels in the chat. Did you get my email? Did you get my email? This kind of stuff, still talking shit. So Alfie went live when he went home to visit his mom. And then this dude, I didn't see him in the chat on that day, but then he was telling his mom this story, and she just went into, not only was she clowning him, but also spitting like game to the audience about why you should never be this dude because it's how pathetic it is.
Yeah, man. Y'all check that out. It's called Live from North Carolina. That's what it's called. My mom was on there kicking bars. Yeah, that dude, man. Like he left me like 10 long ass emails, bro. It's like, my nigga, if I don't read these long shits, if I block, it's like people be so stupid. Like if I go through the whole thing to block your fucking ass, then what makes you think I care about how you feel and I'm reading these fucking emails you send me? I ain't reading this shit.
Well, I mean, I just don't have nothing that I need to say to nobody that bad. I don't want to. Like, I mean, if we argue that one time, once we walk away, I'm over it and I'm gonna do something else. See, that is a person that is still thinking about you. After I finish the argument with somebody, I am thinking about all the other stuff in the world that I could be doing for me because I want to have fun. I don't want to sit around thinking about somebody that irritates me. Like, I just don't want to do it. I don't understand the motivation behind it, but okay.
You ain't never had no female like stalker trolls yet?
I've had not on YouTube. I've had one in real life. This chick was emailing me like it was an email address that I didn't even use no more that she somehow got a hold of, and she was in that bitch talking to herself for like 3 years. So just so happened one day I needed something out of it, and I remembered it, and I got back in there, and I see all of these one-sided ass emails. So my thing is, so the first time you emailed me, months after that, I still hadn't responded. I ain't said nothing. You ain't heard nothing out of my mouth that even alluded to the fact that I knew about this email, and you just go keep doing it again. And then now the second time, you also didn't get a response. And so, like, for 3 whole years, you in here talking to yourself. And I'm truly like that. If that is not the embodiment of unbothered and living my best life, I don't know what is, because I didn't even know that these emails existed. So there couldn't have ever been anything that I said that she thought was a shot, because I didn't even know what she was saying in these stupid ass emails. It just was real dumb as hell. So when I finally got to it, I basically, like, I unleashed, and it deteriorated from there, but the good news is I didn't go to jail, and I'm here on YouTube talking to y'all today.
Let me ask you this. We're going to play a game. You want to play a game with me?
Okay, cool.
Press 1 in the chat if y'all want to play a game. We're going to play a game with Topaz. Let's see it. Let's press 1 in the chat if y'all want to play a game with Topaz. Let's see. You know what? This is the quietest my dog ever. You know what? I'm tripping because the other one, because they ain't both right here. That's why I was thinking, damn, I done forgot about my dog. It's because if they was both of them, they'd been talking and shit.
Yeah, they not coming out here. They not trying to get your attention because Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me get this from the door.
I ordered a pizza. You gonna go get the pizza? Topaz, go get the pizza I ordered, man. Go get the
pizza. Hold on, y'all.
Go get the pizza right now, Topaz. And I mean ASAP. Go get the pizza and get my book. What's up, buddy? Topaz went to go get that pepperoni pizza for her brother, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate that, Topaz. You so friendly. You be quiet, bro. You see how I validated my dog, and now all of a sudden he wanted to bark. He was just quiet. That's what happens when you validate. See, be quiet, bro. See, validated him, fucked it up. I should have just let him be quiet. Here I go. Now he barking and stuff. Now he worried about what I'm doing. Move, bro. No. God damn. Why'd I speak his ass up?
Okay, I'm back. I wish it was a pizza. What kind would you order? Would you have one that is going to be, without all the weird stuff, like no anchovies, no pineapples, none of that?
I like meat lovers.
Okay.
Be quiet, bro. You see, now
Mhm.
it's my fault, y'all.
Well, you did bring that up. See, they was chilling. They was like, see, we wasn't bothering you, but now since you want to clown us on YouTube, now we're gonna make some noise.
Hold on, let me go get his ass a snack. I gotta shut him up. Yeah.
No, they are not new. I can't even believe you said that.
I don't like my new dog bark.
You don't like what?
Don't like how he barks.
Why?
Oh, Lincoln, I like Lincoln. I like Lincoln's bark better.
Yeah, well, Rose is younger, so you got to give him time for his bark to mature. You so judgmental.
Nah, it been hard. I've been hard. It's been hard. Yeah, y'all follow me on Instagram. Y'all see my dogs, man. It been hard with him. They're at it all day. I said I wanted to see. I didn't know it was going to be this much work. I'm talking about. I'm breaking up fights with these cats all day. They don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because see, they don't have all that pesky stuff that gets in the way of human arguments. They just bout it with no, like they don't have no inhibitions.
Then they're copying each other's behavior and shit, and it's not always for the good.
Mm-hmm.
Because now he bite. He wasn't biting at first, but my other dog bites. So now he like, let me start biting now.
Okay, so now what is this game? They pressed 1, so I'm just curious.
Okay. So we gonna play a game.
I put your Instagram in there too.
Thank you.
No, Queen, you and New are about to be blocked. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
Oh shit. Just we gonna just play a game called Manifest. So whatever day this is, we gonna hold on to this video, and then in a year from now, we gonna pull this shit up. So where do you see the channel growth, subs wise, influence wise, side things that your channel will present? You paint the picture of what your channel look like 365 from today. And then we gonna try to manifest it or get as close as possible to that.
Okay. So I told you I have the outline for the 3 books that I was talking about. Mm-hmm. So I see myself in about 9 months or so. The first 2 would be done. I will be working on the 3rd one. Subs, I feel like about 20K, Mm-hmm. And then I feel like you come back over and give me some advertising tips, and then I get, like 40, 50K.
Yeah, just be cute and be a little sexy. That's all.
See, that's the thing I don't do. I try to keep that out of the content, because then you got people in the chat posting about the one time they thought they saw something and they still reliving that idea. And I'm like, no, Ed, how long ago was that? Welcome, Cool Jet.
Well, you can be sexy without showing your body.
I know. I hear you.
It's how you bat your eyes and little looks you can give and little shit that you say. Capitalize. These guys like you. They give them some hope a little bit.
Okay. I got to work on it, because I'm more goofy. I'm not really like
Topaz. Let me tell you, Topaz. When you put your book out, they'll buy like 10, 15 a piece, but you ain't got the book out, so they can't buy your shit.
I know. I'm working on it.
Press 5 if y'all would buy if Topaz come out with a book where y'all drop $9.99 5 times just to support a sister. Yeah,
right.
So look what you
as much out. As I do for the Black community. Come on, y'all. I need to be seeing some 5s in there.
Yeah, but you ain't.
Wait, Queen, you read cards? I didn't know that. You have to come up one day.
You said what?
Queen of the South read cards.
Oh yeah, my mama used to do that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It didn't really resonate or make any sense to me at the time, and then now that I'm older, like, oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing: cards, astrology, all of the stuff that everybody's so scared of, I feel like it does have its place in the world. Here's the thing: me being a religious and spiritual person, I do believe you can't create something that God didn't already plan for and think of. So it does have its place. You are going to notice some patterns because it all go together. So now, can you just be like, oh, the cards are God and all of that kind of stuff? No, but it is possible if you can learn how to catch on to certain patterns, you can know how to do it. So yeah, Queen of the South, one day you got to come up here and read some cards. I'm just curious. I've never had it done before.
I go every year once on my birthday.
Really? So do you feel like they that they get the answer right?
I don't really depend. I don't really depend. See, what I do is I listen to my horoscope every Monday. I got a site that I listen to. So what
Mhm.
happens is, I don't necessarily look for answers, but I look for clues.
Well, I
So,
didn't mean like you were looking for the answer for them. I mean like, does it match up? Because see, when I listen to my horoscope, I don't know how much stock I put in it. I think it's fun to see if it matches, like how much it matches, or what was for me, what was not for me.
I'm gonna send you my site, and then you tell me
Okay.
one point.
Okay.
This site that I'm gonna send you used to be a lot better though. I'm not trying to take up for it, but because I know the game, because I make content. So basically, she used to hit you off for 15 minutes, and she used to give you the cards, and then she'll give you the cup, and then
Mm-hmm.
she'll give you the jewels. See, now she didn't got her numbers is up and stuff, so she be hitting off with the get the consultation. She didn't do that first. She hit you off for like 5 minutes and be like, "This is a general reading. If you want more, get the con." She didn't used to do that. She used to tear you off for 15 minutes of fire 3 different ways. Now she'd be
Right.
like, "Get that consultation." But
Yeah,
it's
because I mean, because she had to end at some point, get something out of it. Here's the thing about people. This is what I want y'all to tell for y'all to understand about people who provide services, right? They have to have a living, and the better they like, if the more they're able to focus just on that as being their living, the better they get at it. And what that means is, whatever the service is, if you are patronizing their company, their business, their service, and you're paying the appropriate fee. Now, I'm not saying you got to take over all their bills and none of that. But if they are capable, like you pay the right fee and then you refer them out if they're good at it, right? That one lets them know that they're good at it and the areas they have to do in order to be better at it, right? And then two, they are able to just concentrate on that. If I was like a hairstylist, but I couldn't, I'm giving everybody discounts. I'm charging $20 for a hairstyle that most hairstylists charge $150 for, and I still got to get up and go to work every day. You're not gonna get the availability and the appointments at other times of the day. You're not gonna get my entire focus. So, like, if y'all want people to be good at stuff, you need to pay them their rate and be okay with it. And that wasn't about you. I was thinking about that actually. That was gonna be one of my streams, because people be complaining about prices for Black companies.
Mm.
Now, I don't know if the company that you're talking about is Black.
This dog, man, this dog be eating any old thing, bro. He just eating my cone.
You knew that. Listen, it is a responsibility to have puppies. Okay, you knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, but it's different. I didn't know.
How you-
Because my first dog was like a person, so I kind of hang out with him. Lincoln
yeah,
is
you and Lincoln be everywhere.
like a person. This dog, like he required, it's weird. Like he hella licks me and stuff. My first dog, we don't interact like that. It's just different.
Oh, see, well, you gotta train him. He is still little.
Yeah, I'm knowing, but I'm getting. I only had him a week, so give a brother some time.
All right. No, I know you got it. You just venting.
Mhm. Yeah, bro. Yesterday was a bad day for me.
Why? What was wrong?
I'm just like as far as them just fucking around, pissing me off.
Oh,
Yeah, had to put him on punishment.
uh-oh.
Had to put him on punishment. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I know the techniques in order to do training of like animals and stuff. It's just, I would rather not, because I just feel like animals at any moment can be like, yeah, I see what you're trying to do, but no. I just feel like they erratic.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That it would seem. I feel like I'm a pet guy, but these are my first pets. I had fish when I was growing up, but that was it.
See, I never had pets.
You know.
I never even asked. Like that never even crossed my mind. I just remember as a kid, I wanted to do what I wanted to do, and a pet would get in the way of that.
Mm.
I was kind of bossy as a kid.
Oh, I see some pictures.
Whatever.
You ain't got no old school home video footage?
No, I don't think so. It's not with me. I'd have to go like and see if my mom or my aunts or somebody had it, but I don't know. I used to have a collection of like because I was in the news as a kid a lot. So I used to have a collection of newspapers, but then we had Hurricane Harvey down here, and I lost a lot of stuff.
I will say that damn, it made me lose my thought because I just looked at something. What's the last thing I just said?
You asked me if I had home videos as a kid.
Oh, I got a lot of videos, a lot of stuff from the probably from the age of 20 to about 30. I got hella about when I was I got 10 years worth of shit. Yeah, from about 20 to 30, I got hella footage. Because I remember I had went to Reno and I had one video camera. Well, I had bought once the money, and that's what I bought when I got home. And we were just taping everything. And then you get a little older, and then you don't feel like whipping that shit out. And then camera phones came in. Camera phones wasn't always a thing. We used to have a video cameras. Video
Man, no, like you know what? Camera phones didn't used to be a thing, and I do remember in high school, me and my friend group had a burn book. And so whenever we would go on trips or we had sleepovers or we had parties or whatever, whoever was the first person to get fucked up, like, oh, we put them in all kind of compromising positions. We had like a book of all of the times we caught each other slipping. If somebody was eating it a little too hard, if they wasted stuff, if they like had an outfit mishap, like we all used to just walk around with cameras with the little wind up thing already ready to go. So all you had to do, you didn't even have to look at the person. You just had to hold it up and push the button and you catch everything. So we had a whole book of all of this. Now I don't have mine anymore. I wondered if my friends were they able to keep theirs. But that book was like if this got into the hands of anybody, we would look a hot mess. But it was hilarious. And so sometimes we would just call each other and laugh, or either if somebody didn't do something that we wanted them to do, we'd send them a picture of one of the pictures in the book. So that used to be fun. But then niggas, had to be murderers. So, you move on. But it's almost 2.5 hours. Any last parting words?
I'll just say this.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody for listening. Subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. We are what we are what we intake and where we spend our time. So we can't say we want to be positive and we always being ratchet and vice versa. Everybody just have an open mind too, because the gems that you may need for the next level, it may come in a perfect box wrapped in somebody you don't want it to come from.
Oh yeah.
Keep in mind that you may have the gem to the next level. God can put that shit to you and be like, let me put it in this racist white woman. Boom. You see, that's the test right there. Okay, am I strong enough mentally to start her and get this gem? Or am I going to judge, let my ego get in control and something else and miss the key, That's
something I've gotten better at as I got older. In my younger years, I would be like, fuck that gym. But now that I got older, I understand why I need to be able to talk to certain people.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
So that is absolutely true.
And if y'all have a question or whatever, send me a DM on Instagram. I respond to everybody, and you know what I mean. If you got an issue or just need some advice, I hit you with a quick audio message. Thank God for that, because I got tired of them fucking emails. I tell you that much. I'm glad I go on Instagram. Seriously, I can hit off. I could take my dog for a walk, right? Boom, and I could just hit off like 10 or 15 messages, right? Audio.
Very true.
You know how long it take me to sit down and respond to 10 or 15 emails? Hell, man, that should take hella long. 10 or 15 emails, hella long. DMs, We're just like this. Hey, how you do this? Da 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 da. Boom. Next. Da 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 da. Boom. Next. I can knock them shits out. So send me a message.
Right? Look, and so Queen says she's gonna come by your channel. I think that would be good, Queen. I think you'd enjoy it. It's a lot of fun over there, and it's always something interesting happening.
Queen, put your link in there so I can subscribe to you right now. Well, you know what? Let me not be a lazy asshole. Fuck that. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me practice what I preach. So sometimes you type in people's stuff and it don't come up. So let me at least try first before I ask for your link. See, I got to practice what I preach. I can't be talking about cats is lazy and I'm doing it. So let me I ain't got my glasses on. Let me get my ass up and boom.
So right now she isn't making content right now, but she says she's going to, and I'm gonna hold her to that because I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah, see, I don't see it. Her shit didn't come up, so I have to do it another way. I encourage you to make content, and if you need a tip, I'll tell you not to say that I'm a genius. I know I say that, but I know a lot, and I know a lot of people. So even stuff that I don't know, I got a big network. I will say that. Like my network is nice, you know. So I'll put you in line with somebody who know how to do with something you looking for. I ain't gotta be the one. You feel me? I got a person for everything. You dig? Oaktown.
Right.
One around from Oakland. I mean, I know I sound probably weird to my voice or whatever. That's Oakland. That's Oakland. We from Oakland around here.
Right. It just falls out.
Well, you know, okay. People be different. They be like, "You from LA?" Like, no, bro. The LA people don't talk like this. I'm from Oakland. We got our own little vibe. You know?
Yeah, y'all really do. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank everybody for coming out. Everybody that shared the stream, the cash apps, the support and participation in the chat. Thank you so much for everybody that was watching the stream as it was live. Everybody that's gonna watch it in the replay. And you guys have a great evening. Hope you learned something here that you can take with you. Bye, everybody.
Peace, y'all. Salute everybody. Have a good week.